ebo no miensa say K na ye de agokansem nsem ene de ebedamo ene Friday abudwafo any team ni na aye krado ye sinkonwa kosise nonum ebebo apa ho sema aduanan num 5:45 ene di dwumadi no ebebe na wie dan da Monday to Friday sade ekono no miensa bo ne yetenase a ye de amono nsem beba abudwafo ebewuram ye de fi sem beba ombese twomo sate ne ahwe nsem na penepoma sibre ebeka besimadu amadwumadi na banawie ya ye bema wa wutie dwumadi no wa wo hwe wakwanya na so afre na do adwenkyira ba na bia ye kama dwumadi no guso ekoso no wo adwenkyira bi wo asembisa saso idea eye view eye thought eye contribution a ubetimi e dia ba say text message say Facebook say YouTube Fakye TV or the for bebeje brebe kenka diama me din edi lutaken me tram ediama ABOU DIABY obete big brother maestro obete nka Habib the special one ewo dwumadie no so obeba saso Ricardo Varas ba nsama ya bone bede ye be senma mono nsam ye be hwe na wotwi awie major European leagues nsam pai ena ebobo efa leagues no na Manchester City omakwada baako wa retire at the age of 19 DNC amakwada no a retire from football nsam piwa ha ye de ebebro ye ba fisemu a Ghana Premier League na wotwa wie ye ebeba so atofo ekwahe kotoko ebo ne say saso na aduana de ansam ene Fredriana Stars asoye eba when nsam pini abone beda ye be senem edama production team no opanyina fa na Benas one executive producer na Daruma and washishe dwumadie ede asoma ye salute ken wodo apam mo nyina mo nkọ na mo nkọ tese ma wiase na mansan ehu de ekoso ewa agokansem nsemo the youngest Philip Kofi Antwi Mpacho Ayu Philip Kofi Ayu aso eka ho bi saso na the master planner eka production team no de bro Julius Caesar aso eka ho ne de dwumadie babedown ne entena enkosi se nonum beba pound sima aduanan num 5:45 ya die ho ya ba amno ne nsembre and as messages no betuma sha se e dia ba ye ba sisi Abraham Crofama my so sem na me pacho mami leagues no major European leagues and shase and the game Saudwo ebetimi atudwa na urama say and na matches basono me pacho esite uramo French league champion ya just games no be ebetimi abaso na urama and Spain Valencia ebo 8 p.m. on La Bente and the airpim so uko Germany Bundesliga and also about 7:30 Mainz 05 Hoffenheim and a French league champion and also game bako ebetoga na game by Nice ball against Olympic Marseille and we game ebetoga and no 7:45 and a side game so ebebaso na bia so atimi aye kama and no game san ebetoga and ye de bro na mpacho ma menya dwo Premier League no ma ni nyina se uramo the FA omaso ya ne Premier League clubs ekushakwe meeting na meeting omukwa ni nyina no say next year 2026-2027 season so Premier League no ebe delay kakra data was anka Premier League etimi ashase because of the World Cup omusi ebe delay na ebe delay be shase da bay omusi eba so Premier League no ebe shase 22nd August and we Saturday now pana we Sunday 30th May 2027 because of say World Cup ebetoja 2026 our America, United States of America, no Canada and Mexico ebema Premier League na delay eno ejepa ye jejamu eso ejamamo na mamenko Pep Guardiola na menye adwuma bi wona so ye na papa kasa wo se no kwani nyame anum ne ebaya den wa chechem dentia ebaya den sa Arsenal Man City ebetumi ache Arsenal na team bi eso ebetumi ato Arsenal ewo Premier League season we mu akwada soro
strong as Arsenal it is in the last seasons, not just this season. I guess so impeccable in many things. So the feeling that I had in the past when we fought incredibly against Liverpool, I had the feeling that we'll not drop much points, and if they can take a lot of distance, it will be difficult to catch up with what's similar La Liga.
And we are Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola and one so church him as a bad day as a Arsenal Man City and a team bet me and you are my free Premier League table no as for not me part of my man Uramo Premier League ma teams are so far this season players a proud dropa not me juman and mamma Rama team with the most injuries our season way more our Premier League so far Petima the players a proud dropa what so far most injuries are a team of Manchester City so far 16 injuries and woman this season Rama Tottenham almost so any 16 injuries there's a Prama Kumaku 16 and so far Rama Premier League ma Ram Dama Tottenham Chelsea almost suffer 14 injuries and Roma Brighton almost suffer 13 injuries and Arsenal I suffer 12 injuries and two Rama Premier League now a team with the most injuries our Premier League so far and na my Dani actually Jamal na so show more players a Prato and I'm amount na maminya juma eso Rodri asoya mama na uko Manchester City omo midfielder former Ballon d'Or winner na Rodri and you saw Pep so panyine Rodri were prada Pep Sidabi na Rodri no he is not injured na emom opose o man more time na Rodri at the recover NT and a Rodri matches out on time and more this weekend game a Man City babo o panyine Pep Guardiola as boyfriend Rodri o permanent check akra biswa na be bokakra na boy enye pra and we pra or money time said a bear obetumi enya enough time enough period at the recover no be so try fine and no adjaba na Enzo Maresca Chelsea boss wakasa bad Kopama Nina se Kopama Enzo Maresca as said the next 3 games are Chelsea Babo, Enzo Maresca, HMC Kopama, where out one Timobi, Ate Kopama, another setback about Wasa Akopra, the 9th one, Nitono, Bako Ketwane Woman, Bako Ofie, Wadako Badim, Amen, so and one teach about the meeting said the next 3 games at my Chelsea, Enzo Maresca, as Kopama, into Mobi.
Tomorrow for sure, Barcelona for sure, Arsenal for sure. Unfortunately, he had an accident at home 2 days ago, and his toe. It's nothing important, but for sure he's not back next week.
We're looking at what, a week and a half more?
We don't know. The only thing we know that is not available.
Broken?
Is fracture, yeah. The only thing we know is that is not available for this week, next week. It was very close. He was back with us almost with the groin, and it's a very.
And no some Chelsea balls and so Maresca dia to a fracture boy ne friend Cole Palmer or Befi Senka boy be available no man determine pepper na wakonya fracture say so better than chain na so a game said that's why let's a Chelsea Barcelona Cole Palmer and Timmy Mobile Chelsea Arsenal and so Cole Palmer and Timmy Mobile and no gamer Chelsea Purple and so on Timmy Mobile and no idea by breaking it down as so a dama motumadi so na mamen touch way down as so emfa emamo as a Cole Palmer almost say or papa and temkra this early December and obetuma boy tuma I'm a player kama na me pacho mami akwadana ye friend hand Warhoft Ken na me pacho hand Warhoft Ken Waya Kodabia or Bodima Manchester City or ya academy player Manchester City now Kwadan wa retire at the age of 19 Akwadana retire na ye pusasa day pra entina Akwadana retire na almost dabi Akwadan su okosu ade or pursue a law degree at Oxford University se opese ko read law na unya degree or law ma enya football asam enya matrema kwe ena wasa wo ye wasa ukosu anwoma wasa wonya enough time na odisu ade enu nta Akwadana chusu adisua over football was football no wa papa na opekaya uramo England Akwadana ball England under 16 at the amawom and watching last season or boy at under 21 after so sign contract at the or Bodma under 21 team Man City na last season one the senior team acquire training kakra Akwadano Demete so also Kosianuma or pursue a law degree until on team for football as so encan waretai and no edeba me breaking it down as so adamamon na Florent Vet as so a Liverpool player mamin confirm mau as a boy no weekend game a Liverpool papa Florent Vet into MOB adam so wanya muscular problem into Florent Vet out on to say come from a Liverpoolians Liverpool popo no and no edge so na anaslo to akasa ninyina about nanwada Barca Scotland etimi anya qualification ekopiem World Cup no Andy Robertson after the game was in December 2 so on delayed Diogo Jota edin come about World Cup ama opeka me to anim Diogo Jota last edition of World Cup etoga Qatar 2022 Diogo Jota no wa pra into Portugal team no anko na eno na Andy Robertson no my Scotland qualify World Cup no nkobida was ni Diogo Jota din komopa about this particular World Cup na no ada the Scotland akasa team qualify na eno na ana slot the message in the comment concerning Andy Robertson ni post match no.
I saw the interview as well live, and I know that it is an issue for us, which is I think completely normal. Then at these moments of time, I always think about how must it feel for his wife and his children, because that's so much harder for them than it is for us. But that we miss the player and the person, that is completely clear. It tells you even more now we play Nottingham Forest. Last season we were 1-0 down at Forest. It only took him 1 minute to score the equaliser. So now I'm talking about the player that we miss for sure, but that we also miss him as a person, that become.
And ye Liverpool or manager and a slot and was say about the late Diogo Jota or Mafino as a player and Fino as a person say Uncle Wank Ebia and Liverpool performance no and Ebia Dane or you brought me Konya you Crofasa it's a Motiama say game no Amaya Day or Kunmaya Day upon say Diogo Jota no one ketting on them hey Panay not Tanakasa ene oma fene papa ena eba in person ne nipa susu oma fene pa enu ensema opanye fene ana slot ede atudwa aye jamu mpa choma me eye Hugo Ikitike one Florent vet nindan say after international break we video na ya un say a boy a friend Hugo Ikitike okra Germany omo national team Jesse number 17 ene kunu kwa ho na ye busa mo no na ono ani teammate ya friend Florent vet ene di Germany ono ani Jesse aso adabre Hugo Ikitike aso pan me bae me no nyane fi Germany bae na e bae kakaka ye baduma na ade ne jo say ofe Jesse yo akono memfa bimrawa we de som je na bibianya kama eno ede da wodi ne Jesse aso adama no na e break no madawa ma memfa ma say Alisson Becker Uramu wa tima ya freno Liverpool goalkeeper no wa bra wa kwancha chapa na no permit the 20 boy no so far wa ya fit wa ya available e de ma Liverpool boboko no na de mente ese weekend way game a Liverpool bebo goalkeeper ya freno Alisson Becker e betuma ginam afita masimpini mo eso e de matima ya freno Liverpool eno e de eba na mamemfa masa Randall Kolo Mwani and that ultimate Tottenham team training I'm a biaso ye kama na mamin fama North London derby Randall Kolomwani ebetumiabo name obey su mask on say place no o manim kan face mask and o mo share Victor Osimhen shobe saso ana urama opanya Eric Garcia Barcelona o shawu Korea Betis and you Quintero Anderson asu eshobi na enadamete say opanya ya freno Randall Kolomwani asu ebesha mask ni nansa na pantai ni dodom ehwaka enu edeba me breaking it down asu edamamon wo dwumaje no so na opanyin friend Thomas Frank asu emaye Tottenham injury update said the normal echo ahead of North London derby ekasa for Arsenal team no yente Thomas Frank Jesha na ya juma eso ediamamo ewo juma die no so na yenya Thomas Franka ye be jama breaking it down na bibia so ye kama international ahwe no mapia eso ediama na bibia eso atimi aye fine eno ediaba ye breaking it down touching it down na ya knocking it down eso ediamamo na me pa choma memram na menya juma pimfa mamo ene uram ewo Tottenham me pa cho omoboya ni din or a young Japanese defender, your friend Kota Takai, and the only team training. Kota Takai, Nidini I am dead, on say Japan for Mutiande, or a defender, and now Timinitima, Nidini at the Tottenham, me training. I'm a Bia Kama Unya talk a boy, your friend Takai, Kota, Nankana, so they are 291, no Bia sweat my fire, no idea about Thomas Frank, and then I a Kradwa, me pacho yente kakra.
Good, most of them. I'm just thinking, you said Pape trained today, is ready, available. Lucas trained today, ready, available. What was that? That was Kolomwani, yes, trained today. Available, of course, have a mask you need to play with. And Dom is not ready yet. I think he also had an article recently where he spoke about it. So we are very, as I said, it's the same, very aware that when we put him out there, we want to be absolutely sure that, as sure as we can be.
I know Tottenham, manager friend Thomas Frank, and I just said no Solanke, and Ocha Randall Kolomwani, a Kranoma Perfaswako. Now, my image of the Lewis family, Yaka Lewis family, Tottenham, Bobo Konya Omudia, Nadamete, and so Penida Bab on Tapetuga, as two firms, a Tumakomi, no approach you, as a Omo Pesa, Omo Tottenham. Tottenham bobo ekono na deme tekura se eye dwumako bi Africata eso beram dada Louis family no eso mo pese anka Tottenham bobo kono omo beto eno latest Europa me chama breaking it down eso edamam that Thomas Frank confirm my no compensation with former Arsenal na current Tottenham Hotspur CEO Vinay enya desomo dinkomo about se omo babo edeta Arsenal se ebia woni opani bekọ dinkomo aye aduma jama Arsenal kakra na age tactics ene apọ kakra esu de free osim komodie bia esu enya enkroso eno edeba na me pacho urama ensama wodo eba na mame break way down ese urama ensama wodo eba sa reporter na reporter no akire ese nyame pa urama ye Liverpool mo game on bebo said ebeko ewo ipe yente reporter ne nsama odi tuda.
And that Alisson is indeed back this weekend, barring any mishaps in training today. Of course, he hasn't started a game for Liverpool since injuring his hamstring in the away defeat in the Champions League against Galatasaray. But he will start against Nottingham Forest again, providing he comes through training today. The bad news, it is, I'm afraid to say, that Florian Wirtz is out. He's got a muscle injury, as has Conor Bradley as well. And we're looking at around 3 weeks for Conor Bradley to be out with that muscle injury as well, on top of the fact that Jeremy Frimpong is still out. We actually saw Frimpong yesterday completing an individual session and then jogging back into the main building here at Liverpool's AXA Training Centre. But
Urama reporter kopia mo Liverpool baby o train wo church sadia de ma wa ese Alisson Becker wa baba kama Florian Wirtz eso out Conor Bradley eso ye out and no de ema ye na urama mpacho ene good news about Manchester United training no ye kwatete o kakra Brana United ye training no ye unse Lisandro Martinez ene oni team ye training waba after se onya ACL way back February emu no kwai no operation afen waba back oni team na full training ama bia kama Harry Maguire and Kobe Mano ene omu antimi anya open training ni bi enu edemete na Benjamin Sesko on Sunday we pradada into out and United omu training wantimi ama enu edemete mi jamu eso edama na demete Kobe Mano nyame pa ebia ochiro betwa training na Harry Maguire debe out head of Everton game be to Monday and ye Ruben Amorim and a confirm at the MIA na Orefen Amorim akasa about Benjamin Sesko was by the area out for some few weeks na onim tama obeche and a tam obeti and San Wababag nemo or say dia ni plan and suddenly serious na Amorim say or expect Benjamin Sesko aso beba bakabra yeah AFCON Ebeshasia Brandon Bilmo Ahmad Diallo eso free Manchester United kopia mo country na me pacho yente Ruben Amorim.
A few weeks out, I don't know how long, but it's not that serious. We have to be careful with him. He's going to recover, he's doing the recovery, he's feeling better. So in a few weeks, I expect to have Ben.
Ruben Amorim na cheche no ma ni pusa Amorim say na o place no be ko AFCON no omu departure na da bay obejo omu kwan amoma koda bay wo say omu try so be keep players no a little longer wo say we are trying to keep the players a little longer no sa no sere be ya ha a team e friend Manchester United no ensam opanyine aso attitude na wo say Lisandro Martinez your friend Licha was a boy no or Timmy or Bachino or didn't pan Finfia or Papo and Finfi Jamal now intelligent player or Tessa or no Babia would need to position Bia or Babo no open ye and summer Ruben Amorim added to Jaffa boy no now was say AFCON no say Brandon Bilmo Ahmad Diallo Omunyakwa a chance at United young players no was ubon sem kwadana omo United juvenile side ombenya opportunity upper senior side and oma brave train na obana utie na obo montene famawa ene okodu America tom no mafa eso adam ombe yusu enu ensem opanyini dia tudwa ye jam na United so far transfer list say any city ya tese jamepa January on bear signings be na signings say United pen transfer list no the meeting and say Adam Wharton Elliot Anderson and Carlos Baliba omo and so far Team FN United actually still omo esa down with the bako papa so ye United supporter between South Place way Adam Wharton Elliot Anderson and Carlos Baliba why and our person United in the midfield na obey Jumama Pia eso kama no ede eba na uko Victor Osimena the meeting say opinion was on to me and transfer PSG for say omo penome bo Jumama mo was the dream and so besia kan at the ama PSG bobo ekono and no ensama opinion jatuka was on opinion Luis Campos a good relationship, not in the dream. And so one day, or no Victor Alataya Osimhen, Obesi Academy PSG, no Piasso Twakama, now Ryan Shariki, or no so far, or Jatuka, as a time. Na oba send them Manchester City no ekade anko send them PSG ono mu wie kra aches okoya oye ni medicals and was send out there esa derby Pep Guardiola my style of play and Pep Guardiola at the end say into command city the Sky Blues the citizens me papa and a man son Arjuna or no Ryan Shalke or beside my Manchester City no and no Ediaba na mamim fama esa Luis Enrique I'll confirm my esa mosquito boy Osman Dembele nyamepa ochina obeba anaso mobi yobusan south question or Luis Enrique I don't know I'm not a doctor but he is improving na so on to Manchester gamer PSG Bobo, Mosquito Boy Dembele, so Obemobi, so Omobi on one year doctor, never binary coffee, no, as so very positive, and no at the top maso, I'm a Pia Dashim, as so at Yamamo, not mammy and touch you down, as so I'm from so compa Munchina, or last training section, or final training section, as what Basone, or more prepare for Ultra Gamer, and a Taswa, ye checham at Yamano, na uko Roman Patom final training section, Ultra Game no Omobo, na Nicholas Jackson, Mamem Famao, Essa or in some Piapa, was so very happy papa, as our Munikronom, na Uche Bamunchina, or Pesa or succeeding, as our no Piasso Ayakama, sort of Papa Copat, our Chelsea, dear Tofiaqua, Ensida, and you and small Pedaba Tuga, Mamma Rafina, you know, Sanchez Martinez, referee our La Liga no, or no any Roma Barcelona, any Athletic Bilbao, or no any Belgian Finfin, now what try them. I'm a Pierre Kema, now open the van air to Zero Suarez. I in charge of VAR. Now Piasso come Atletico, another Athletic Bilbao, or more traveling squad, Sene City, or more against Barcelona. Now Roma Bilbao team no good news about Nico Williams. Media 2 and 3 days ago, as Barcelona supporters, Ebehuru by the power, Ebekasa or a traitor, when Pabolini, Obedata, as Obabotama, Crownya, dear, we a Zuku, Wazube, so far, Rashford titration boy, or by an afar, at Yaman, Otibeba, day, and out there, Obehunipa, na an Ocean Air Squad now, boy, now your friend, me Pacho, Nico Williams, goalkeeper Junai, Unai Simon ɔno so ne di wom ɛna Pedia ɔno so edi wom Daniel Vivian ne di ɛwom South America Laporte ne di aba Adam aba ɛna Urama me Pacho Navarro ɛso aba Selton ɔmo nyina players ɔmo ka squad no na Urama Pacho maminya adwuma ɛma ɛsɛ Barca training no etimi etodwa na Barcelona training goalkeeper Juan Garcia etimi training normal Chelsea obedam ed ama Barcelona na Rafinha Marc Casado Lamine Yamal omunya training the titration boy Marcus Rashford wani Pedri omu absent omu antwanya training and then Rashford ebe pemo the Sport City or buy be 1 hour 30 minutes and was sign etuni ka koye when twanya training and Rashford the fina so eba Pedri midama senya mepa obey fit against Chelsea and no the dopamaso na mami breaking it down say Hansi Flick and ordinary scarf Emma Lamine Yamal a promo training on what the video ne be pem so the amount enunye was boy no feel cold na e was say ordinary scarf so adman into Lamine Yamal Hansi Flick na this scarf no amasem fan koma no na onfa protecting the cold no na bibia enya kama so emfa ema no na Roman Pacho nsem pinaba na jete and set Lamine Yamal and you Barcelona mu injury update no Lamine Yamal ebeba back ochina obeba adwuma and no chi Rafinha ono so aba back ochina obetumi awo bench Rashford ono so yeso anya fever yade and ha Rashford fever entina se game no out one timi emobi and na Roma Pedri ono so obeba just Chelsea game and obeba na bia so aye kama eno eje dawa mete emamo na Urama Pacho Femi Lopez at in Sambia to or say all born first match was 45 campeon nyame pachina oberesa obetuma reach 100 games me Pacho Barcelona Jesse eso eshano one more crowd was by 100 games with team ball was 45 campeon na bia so aye kama eno eje dawa ye jejam edamamo wo dwuma so and the Real Madrid so ye training wo va debas na Urama Pacho Sport City wo bibia eye kama ema training no so etimi e fine na wohwa mame mfa master boy na efe no eye Chouameni ono so no ade so betuma travel with the team no wa face Elche na bia so etimi aye fine eno edeba na Rodrigo Jude Bellingham Adagule Vini Junior omunyina etimi aba Mbappe Kamavinga omu so training normal omu kopie na set team camp ba so mapra na me Pacho mame Mbappe ni post no ye no IG story no no monfan bia so emame wohwe Kylian Mbappe wo de akotuma brana all bofoli no training ashego wo va debas no training no mo ye obovoli bi na ono Mbappe watim ade akoto IG page story no ede dawa ye jama breaking it down eso edama wo dwuma no so na mame emfama esa koda we ye friend Ibrahim Diarra na oye Barcelona akoda na onkoda no ene wakwa surgery yesi akoda no so akonya ACL enu ya rawo sampa Ibrahim Diarra eso apa ye di David Alaba ono so de meeting say yeso anya muscular overload enti game against Elche on clear bia na wantimi amobi amfama Barcelona amfama Real Madrid enu ya David Alaba na Jude Bellingham uramo Birmingham City all time 11 omu di Jude Bellingham esu etimaka ho so all time 11 since Birmingham City omu team no na se Jude Bellingham unyom all time 11 biaso na kankrofo hwakra na obeka na no adoko piem Three Lions na se team camp after we bio ram FCT stadium ho eno shine career say ene omu dina come all time 11 ho eno ede pa bi jamu eso edama na me Pacho Urama and sama woto eba Isco so dia mete ese Isco nyame pa no ma pefa eso edama no Real Betis na Urama mame emfama ese Francesco Roman Alacon Suarez Isco disco Tarente game against Girona or Betis the American team list no betima ka ho ama bia so ye kama na mame up there me pacho watini kamo eno eya boy no ene ye busan say opanyini o china de na besi ubebo bi ubeshegwana was say I don't know we will see tomorrow eno moya wadima supporters no eno Atletico Madrid training no so timi ba so na training no urama gudu sava Atletico Madrid ATM training Julian Alvarez return ye pay training wo group no ma bia kama so na Lo Normand went to anya training Giuliano Simone went to anya training Jano Black as Ogusa or recover na bia so kama na mamemfa Sadio Mane denimie na Sadio Mane ne busan so pagine na o football career say enesite na ekoye wo sha saro prepare na
in this village they want to my mom for her playing football you waste your time because no way you can success in this village. They want me to go to school and I didn't like school. Me every morning I woke up, I go to football play, I go to play on the street like all the young kids. When I come back home I have issues with my family. Sometimes beat me. I try to escape from my village.
I read about this in the research. You run away and run to the capital.
6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and I escape. I go to Dakar.
Eno defro ba ye dema mo na se Sadio Mane na bibia ye kama ba ne career eno de etu asema so breye on school na omo pese woko na anya school na hia no omo ya no obuban na odwane na wakọ na okwesa football befa ye gentleman dental clinic Adaruma ene damo no nsem pro na gentleman dental clinic asien kan cho se nipa de ade a wuntumi nsere emfa ntukwan nipa se obetima kwase obi watch obi atade obi mpabwa se ade bia woni pa ho betima kwasere de atukwan ba obi sende wontumi ense obi se emfa ntukwan na opie ba bia owo ye di ka hwe wanim ni ahwe wo se ne hunu bonsu ya ka pede be se nsuo diama enti se wo senya egu anim asepa obi wa ne se ase nkokone ne se ase nanka odidi ara hye ne se ne se ase yellow ni nyina judgment dental clinic ese brown beto ase yi usim ediama enu etobo wa ne se fita eso okasa no pampan edi akire ni nyina judgment dental clinic omse bra oba ombetima hwe na omotusa yade na se ediama no maso omye no mapie omso omye examination no so betima fa consultation saso na root canal treatment omye pio ho omye extraction and say teeth whitening obu an say aye yellow ne say enya fe when you sikana wo say IS Africa map no ma bi dida so a enya krakọ no munya wo sin fita eso amfama omo braces eso sanso na teeth replacement omo ye bi na me pacho restoration ni nyina no omo ye bi o judgment dental clinic omo so ye ade bi afa ni pass no ko omo so ye no omo na uso sene say kaka say day ni nyina ombetu asobu onum nso pa na ne se eso ye titriti obi o wa odidi a na mo jafri ne sim apie judgment dental clinic omo so bra ni nyina ombetu ase eso adama mo branches dosopo bebre awo Ghana ha na wramo the nation's capital Accra omo ponungwa main lorry station wa and Accra odru atomic down kwapenya runabout wa open woman uramo kumasia abripo junction babia fache TV away udra abripo junction for nifa bantima kwan so abrosa tentina dikan unifa so no eno a judgment dental clinic for uramo tachima omo tachima magazine off Kenten Road into tachima magazine odu anya fasa ukọ Kenten ena ubehun omo na me pacho koforudia omo so mo pen Central Police Station ena flawo so omo ne GCB bank ena den hwe tamale omo eye me pacho teshigu omo ne post office na ben MTN office eso ena ben na from 0598 731823 for judgment 0559 139582 na bia enye kama 0549 906588 ofra gentleman biabe kama eso jama na John Tua Hepa Clinic John Tua Hepa Clinic me pacho omse bra na e stroke omu ye specialist pa omu ye number 1 a omu pe 2 stroke ase se stroke ajo oboso wo de no ama wuntimi nante ama sabe wano no echia ni nyina no eye John Tua Hepa Clinic ukombe tu ase eso ediama na omu se so far ya dese eba physiotherapy and rehabilitation omu ye bi omu so se uyo bia mo jambro so blood pressure how uyo bia fibroid eso how sansura uwo diabetes uwo asthma hepatitis B ni nyina no okopia mo dwantoa Hepa Clinic ombetu ase ediama amebe kama wa akuma ho aka kidney na uwo liver issues ana liver problem okwa ni nyina ombehwe no motu ase obi o adabia eya na ho ye ne hene obi o adabia onyare so ontapo adabia ma ye week dabia ye boha okwa ombe saw ya de ama so wanya fa hodie na John Tua Hepa Clinic esem kancho se uyo ba no himfio no enso chaka efro ba be ma ye na enso bi fru be ma no pie ni nyina ombe tutu ase diama nam ya dabia no omutu ase eso edema na hwo mo cha kwai ewo Abidjan Kwanta School Junction omube Old Goil Filling Station so Lake Road John Tua Hepa Clinic from ewo 0555 805533 0555 805533 or from a bia kama Millennium Construction seven kancho sebra no monye asasema bra no mun sifie emfama enu ye Millennium Construction no omuso uwa kwantom na o pasa se emfamfa wo fase no so emfamfa abusuapa ni abusu so wo de fa abusu so a me pacho ba no mayo dankran no mayo jangrengwen na se o mo diskana asase o mo antoma efie na o mo nsiamfama enu ntimpa cho omo good track record etimpa yesna hunya enti utwe Millennium Construction for omo se bra se asase babia pe ebia ogana ombe ja asase no ma efie babia pe bi ombe sia ma omo sa wa danse unu ma enti omo the quality one papa ene be wo tan dama wo asase a wo ton Fabeda womo ombeton amnafe uwo fi a woton fabeda womo ombeton edama adebia fa danse ho asase ene no ma anwana pasa wosa ni nyina no omo tracker ebesa ne kama blocks ni nyina no Millennium Construction omo so beboa ma wetima ne kama omo kuma sebushan na yes junction from 0244 274084 0244 274084 from no bianya kama ya die ho ya ba empensem bre and aso yes. nsɛm atwa gu kama na bedwafo sinkonya ye bewuram ne dosom ne ahwe ne apɛ ne puma sibre na bia kama Habib the special one atena say big brother maestro ewa hasasura the punch man Ricardo Varas as well messages no obetimi e dia ba either YouTube TikTok Facebook and SMS what the bar making kind in asembisa ye be ya no e dia ma tutu na ba bedum repam me ye ho adwuma eso e dia ma na me catch us Royal Edge for say omni noon for UAE akọ partnership makabum a mo pa adwuma ye for companies bi dia dan wo mo a mo pa workers dia mo na workers o mo pe no o pe e man ne mema betuma ye adwuma e warehouse na salary no boss me obeje between 4,000 to 6,000 Ghana cedis. The boss me obeje no the bag Ghana schema about 4,000 to 6,000 and omo pe oba na bema and so obetimi aye adwuma the same salary ho omo pe bikers ebia betimi atwi motorbike na ode delivery anase small baby na ode kwa ni nyina yo so salary no emu de pa ho no so oba na bema uni motorbike ni twa salary range from 8,000 ekosi 15,000 sika no betua wo UAE you know the back Ghana schema the some power ketua from no 8,000 Ghana cedis and wow there was so 15,000 Ghana cedis and almost the interview date you know urama so far say no mas schedule no atomic selection say assured ho and we are 20th and 21st November 2025 won kan na do nya afam wo na wakono akwhwa wo de and Kumasi location no cultural center into between do nya room and no mo tena ase chese omo ye interview no ntu your ba bema na opese ukọ abrochi kopa aduma ya Royal Edge for say omo ni nu na ko partnership nun for no UAE tutumrika na ko we video na da so na interview no automatically unya ko interview no so a wanya apase rom na bibia so enya kama o china so o beto interview no so enti sa eno wantumi amram a o china o betuma rom ma bibia so aye kama eno e de te from e was 0552 59 7431 0201 309 494 0248 55 1942 0256 450602 and a number for Frobit from us so 0244 755 260 Royal Edge bra no phone to kwa no peduma and fire special to say
alhamdulillah ahode ho bibia e fine so here
nyame adom of fire big brother let's say there
nyame adom we say
the whole ase na Friday to bra coffee
yatina say
na o krada
oh yes
bibia be fa
bibia be ka
Ricardo
obani
na e ko say
na mu kana nipa ni ba tie gum
nkwane ya
ko weekend na te maka be sine
na se nkwane ya nse uwo sika na ni nkwa
nkwa bi wo ha wo a ihia
nte na so ye funeral
nkwa bi wo ha wo a ihia so wo nkwa pa na ade ye wakono na ntimi se nkwa ne ihia wo o de opa se wo nkwa na ade bi ye wakono na ewe ho na ntimi ni se nkwa ne ihia
ngwa to nya ti ase nkwa de kwaku bende
o ti ase
da bi say ya da betima find solution
solution no wan
the wo
solution
yes the wo ne dey da so
obani ya na nanom zembebre wo mo karo no say nkran look at me gajo no ya na nanom zembebre wo mo kare say nkran do ti ase ne den
ba say wo ti ase no matimi dane
obani
yes mre we di adane
obani enkan de na ma na to e no say bi to enkan na ma na tai huska of me no hu bi wonna wa picture wo se bro baby so no hu bi
David sasa sini na ye di sidan enkan no sa
so na me kan ase ba mi na wo twa dia to so mi
special my young room the next 15 minutes I'm on nsem rubber dia opema me
Kavanda yenchi ahwefo na yeme ho akwa ba mjidi so obi ahoye ene fiala moso fiala boja enti be ye kakra na ya sorry akọ weekend ye room nti Ona man wa show who see the obi bi abeko bi aso ba jiwa ni wo kwa any other thing not wa show who see nyame nke nyina ho
nkofo no okru nkofo no ogru ndi agura obi ba yiro waje wa wono ma hwe
say afede so ya akona wi
nti onkoto gru nyanta
tubutumfo no okru nti ona mana wa hwe who see ti nyame nke nyina ye ho na ofi ntwa weekend we love all of you, so we want to see everybody, we want to hear from everybody. If we nyame had mama dey continue nyame nke ofeni ebedi nkomo na ya ha said the city na before say me share me nkomo na nkasa ase no and if you identity mama nye we kakra from ane ade and ropan na we story say FIFA for the official banner and I say poster for World Cup na ba na mo say Portugal mo dey Bruno Fernandes and so and later mo be catch say o mayi Bruno free so o delete picture na nkasa cry there because the Ronaldo fan base were agitated on the internet. The way and manner almost so see FIFA for so. And then someone will catch them and say, you cannot disrespect our goat like that. Look, say a pole, say a pool. For first one, Debra, you ever do is so pole, so pool. Yeah, cut tournament. Now, yeah, players be a face of the tournament. Say you Messi ni Ronaldo no monko retirement for Osman Dembele waje Ballon d'Or pe be fa ni gina o Kylian Mbappe na o form o Erling Haaland na o form obi a wunim ni din so o ya de pe be fa ne to say Messi ni Ronaldo ni da so wo the discussion they are enkofo o na the deal breakers o na ye do o tournament no because the aura sa enkofo ni kuta no. You can't tell us that there is any player who are pulling masses than Omo. And in terms of say you do be brand and marketing BB at home BB footballer be any we are saying a brand at home say Cristiano Ronaldo. Obi any
now even of free White House or post to the picture be less than one hour na
and for 100,000 a comment ya like ya share ni adeno. Obi and who or brander or carry Sani Amanesi Ronaldo. And they say, what if we way a babonting? And you will say, Omui country, the face of country,
face of every yes. And Ghana,
Jordan are you. And what they told. And for Jordan, you can understand in terms of qualifiers, any adinina, the numbers, any BBR, I was so. Commander said, well, where do you do? Countries are more players are to work. Country be and the player and that will be with the exception of Portugal and Spain. And I mean, what problem?
Spain,
the audacity. One of them to Mikel Merino, right?
Yeah.
I think that Mikel Merino, yeah, for the Spanish national team. But then, so Spain, na Opo Bia, or no, the face of the Spanish national team, the star boy.
Lamine Yamal.
He is the face of the Spanish national team. He might not be the oldest. He might not be among the older ones, but he is the poster boy of the national team. He sells more than any other person. Oh, Spain, man. He said, oh, yeah, poster. Now, say, be a modern quadabi neto, so now, be more among the faces of our national team. That is understandable. But the moment, the lives of Leo Messi, mo Kylian Mbappe, mo ebe tutusun. What you are trying to send message, I will send in say. All the faces of those nations, no, and I think that not a disrespect, Kessie, Edema Ronaldo. Now the fan base, no, every year campaign now, delete the picture. No, one do they brought another one. Second one, no, but I am more insulting than even the first one.
Sir.
So first one, no man for now to so. And on the fan base, mustn't made it. No, I delete the second one, but now the second one over the buy. Over the Ronaldo about it, I had it. Over the two honor over the Yusuf Nasri. Ni go now opem de share Portugal in 2022 you omu free mu. Am there no about one of the Messi okuta work and say, "Why did that me na bakura? We still want to tell you people that massa work up na ponchi bi ho." Messi na je no that El Nasri dey ball she the team if you. They are just trying to be diabolical and say, "Oh yes, yeah, you create room for nkofo na omo kase FIFA anti Ronaldo." But I think that in all honesty, oil graphic no crowd but fans they deduce from whatever or the Bible on TV and try to create stories out of maybe even story anyone, and we will leave it that way. Say they be say be disrespectful and be if you want to prove them wrong. Commander, the answer we say when you get them, you put them to their proper place. Balateno saying, "Come on, win in a big idea." 2020 say, "Oh here, 26 now here." Ronaldo ni Portugal phone. They know what to do. 88 when else in here. They know what to do. So one person, yeah, the elders are head the ball ever to win. And yeah, the Messi Okuta walk up number 2. And yeah, the Dibu no then 9 last minute column when he win about twice or the actual. Now who is us how we disrespect at the manwa. Bala 10 2026. Find us no somewhere July was saying our medlife stadium Udruwa. Now I left the trophy no. Ebasa next time you could be say obi ameka on asem openi no ye just by the way before say made him come on kasa chairman yeah we are international break now yeah back to club football we are stories ni who say club stories be na dominant because we are international duty akwada na also a retire Manchester City at the age of 19 no and you obi na ball no betimi abo sometimes obi o wa ball no ni mo ball but he thinks that baby na come a pair no more than ball no. And only who was say additional ever he is more into the additional line into Munya no and the law. Mounts and Kovu because it will be a way to rise it through to Manchester City or under 21 any and we're training with the first team just by the way and dear unknown a yen a coma swad and the dive some of us saw yen who be in the wish and yen with my footballers. No be about commander so be anti in chair will be Tianja Quadano. But Miss Mencomo Casa Pep Guardiola. We didn't come ahead of weekend games at Airbus. Now, me who pair by seminar or kind of initially, then come discuss, then come Arsenal for more injury situation and how more fair after see international break. Before say yeah, be international break. Now Arsenal for Marco 8 matches. Now more coincidence, but my last match at Arsenal boy before so be international break. Sunderland is saying 2 goals. Yeah. So what it means is that Arsenal cheer na say a rock obian to me embrick, Sunderland for no are penetrating. They've been able to find a way to show us how to score against Arsenal. And this is Premier League. Mind you, Premier League obetimi be big special. Obey the atmosphere for some time. The moment that somebody get hold to Sawa, they follow same and they start to punish you based on that. The Arsenal conceded 2 on the last match. Before CBC international break, sent message to opponent via Arsenal. Now you call international break, Arsenal players be more kupra. Key example, Gabriel Magalhaes, ni prada wanyan, Julian Timber, and so Premier Mikel Arteta. Arteta said for Magalhaes situation, on to me can say 1 week and now 2 weeks, a few weeks, obey your feet, no about Oba Juma Ediama Arsenal. But before so Arsenal our important matches are on the ball. Now Pep Guardiola didn't come on. What can assembly now listen to Pep Guardiola or say the season starts today and they are didn't come. And then an EPL starting. The transfer window plus 3 international breaks are behind us now. Now we have no international breaks until March. So now the season really starts. Pep Guardiola na class we. Pep say, born on Yakoba, if it in the year, you can say, copy match, Yami Adman next year. Yakobo na Ubia, you are all Jane saying, stability ain't in the team because you have a 20 player at an alcohol baby. And now saying, or Jane Sabe Koto player be, Abeshemi team answer Mania, they are they are all at your disposal and you make good use of what you have now. Your real transfer window. Point number 2. Say, yeah, Bobo now. Unsuro say, oh, me team, you cry, me say, me pick from 10 hours now for my pick amokwa international break ever send him. And you say, oh, Bobo now. You know that international break be any baby. Everybody jeopardizing what Juma oye or form momentum with team now building. International break be any baby ever send it. We be added and I see GN so. Ye tiaso ne yako, oh yeah, they are a million. Commander, this is the time, man. Teams no LG League, you know. In himself Premier League, now sign a Pep mobile and the master cry. They call latter. It may buy a copy him the last month and say, most of times December, January. I want to be Belgian League or GD free. And then they can say November no. Yami and Kuya we roam into the December phase. Ne ya boy Eddie ako this a team. Now when more than boy now only Pep Guardiola how good he is. Onya the good run any team there to also acquire the team here. Ye can Pep and starting league in. But now we bounce back and never started. So such a manager. I catch Raul said I fail the Premier League never start here. We asked the manager club pitcher no. I was all doing say booty. Tanti club
we Arsenal was all don't say good.
We Arsenal I was all don't say good.
Ade.
Because Pep Guardiola say currently managers of more Premier League no be anywhere on league in able saying Pep Guardiola.
Our experience, man.
Our experience. He's won more league titles than any of the managers are on more league. I mean, in terms of class, any pedigree, Obi Ameno again quality. So we can say team be quality. The Manchester City team, they are not lacking quality. We are talking about team. Year season, yes, over Casa Kevin De Bruyne and Fremo, and there's something special at the free team Marco. But why quality additions? Initially, now the sign is never for MON-FRI, but now inside ball out to journey round this airborne. Obi and no bit my catcher say or a flop. Onya into leveler near Nimno before so be on Manchester City. But I start here up Ryan Sharky yet the morning more elsewhere for club a friends of Manchester City. And they have Erling Haaland on any day. On 50+% of Man City for no almost success story on best of so such many are never catch us. They say international break in Aquacoda or the Atunechi transfer window. Yeah, if you didn't the Yankope match, get ready. Let's face the league in IMWA. So we are Arsenal. Now on our league in this room. Now we league table. Now what points are a separate only team. Your friends at Manchester City. It sends you clear signal. Say you cannot sleep. The moment over that one day. Now us sleep even in a single match. Problematic. Assemble to. And none of them is true. My team friends at Arsenal. Team Arsenal because this year my messenger Kabim said you guys are closer to the title. But Man City na HSU, Liverpool, they never said down from but Omokran, I believe that post international assignment, they say yeah, what period must be away anymore. Young co break transfer near DIABY and said anymore. They will come good. So two and now we Man City any do what quality of players at Man City any quality at Ojina Manchester City bench now say Arsenal what started key players be or may say 1 or 2 games or may say a week 2 and not even 1 month and the problem case about so yes I believe that Arsenal the quality and next time I say prayer so boy yeah what did by Mosquera and then Hankapai. These are all quality players in the absence of Gabriel Magalhaes even by White. It's also a center backer. Open Saudi need Roma, Obetima Abu Ediam. But as somebody say, can they live up to level? Now, this boy Edema Arsenal. They are equally good, perfect replacement Edema. But I think that the understanding that existing between these boy and then Saliba Arsenal for nature. Anybody or Baby Shimia, your whole games are Omubiyamba, your few see Obi the person play into perfection. But baby, a genius is no. So overcut 3 matches, overcut 4 matches. You need that consistency at your back. And that is where the problem is. Can Arsenal have the mental toughness? They say, a good time again,
Tottenham.
We can win.
Bayern Munich. No about Chelsea.
The next 3 games.
Yeah, in the space of, I think, 7 days.
We share 3 matches here, our boss, in the space of 7 days, you say 8 days. Now, we are Arsenal. Or mental toughness and Kosoro. So, 3 matches we can jeopardize Arsenal for.
And they're not crying.
Because now on concede or starting and or starting the 8 matches on concede say wababe concede 2 ye ka team na season ni nyina goals wa concede mpono na enduru 3. I think no ma concede 2 or 3 before now no be concede 2 in 1 match or they have concede 2. 3 teams now overball no Tottenham on any day London derby and derby matches ye form nebo. Yes. Sometimes things are on to say before derby matches in 18. I understand that Arsenal about Tottenham. I know what they was say Tottenham, but the derby match, you who are Thomas Frank and the team Tottenham.
Arsenal next 3 matches na that's no.
Now check the date in the moment. 26. Maybe what? American for France.
Or the Brentford me car, but so free
about Tottenham.
About this weekend, yes. Sunday,
Tottenham.
About Tottenham.
Yeah, 3:30.
Now, about Wednesday, about Bayern Munich. Now, 30th November,
about Chelsea. We are not about Brentford. So 4 matches here at also Edema Arsenal. If care is not taken, I'm looking at Tottenham match and a derby match.
No,
anything, yes, anything is possible. Michel Thomas Frank and the Tottenham team no yet this season. They can equally come and distract Arsenal for Omeduma no mo eyin. Ufru happen quick. About the informed club at a world Europe say that is Bayern Munich. They score for fun. Omunu wishia omo she Yes, they also drew their last match before say yeah international break. But goals are by and for na season we no club any bit didn't want to compare them. Yes, Omo Harry Kane or she Mikel Olise Nicholas Jackson Luis Diaz even that young boy now they say coach he's also scoring for fun. Do you want such team a problem? Uwe ya pe o bridge na so. O kwa against Enzo Maresca's Chelsea. Almost season I a bit on and off, up and down, but almost before say international break also up it but they will play Barcelona before they also come and play Arsenal, and irrespective of the results ever ball Barca game so win motivation at the moment they want to redeem themselves in the derby. So Arsenal in the league with 2 derby games. Lending the back of London, the other one London derby. They have 2 London derbies to play in a space of 1 week before they even play against club at Brentford. And I think that South period we a time I bet justifies it. Indeed, Arsenal are really on course for the Premier League title, and now they will face setback. So we Mikel Arteta headache, especially when 2 important players in your team ever may say, I want to see how this man on your screen will deal with the situation. If he's able to manage it very well and get reasonable points out of this, we can still put him there. But until then, I am afraid for Arsenal because of Pep Guardiola. And he's somebody, when he speaks, before Pep Guardiola tells you something, it means what them are prepared on. We analyze the league, points that on the winter and what is at stake, how he will be able to close the gap. Not only Arsenal, I am only emphasizing on them because I'm in the lead charge, and at the same time, I'm on for so many years a league title. The reason I'm emphasizing much on them, I think that Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester United, all of them are in contention for the league title. And Mikel Arteta, manager friends of Pep Guardiola, and in the Manchester City, they will give every team via opposite will give Premier League a very good run for your money. Before I say, but they must miss some time and so yeah, they are.
I saw, but for 1 or 2 minutes, na for you, man.
Commander, I'm sad for Cole Palmer.
Ade.
Player what prayer akotananche for time now. Nanka team no anticipate say why Feta over back. Some of even the fans were even expecting him in the Barcelona game. Say Kobaba be here Jumadi club Chelsea. Now coach Maresca eba pressers here or see unia say kwa kupra no nye say training grounds and we kwa kupra onam fie na the nine ho akwa tiama yes the nine so na akwa tiama asemasi. And I think that season we has not been a good season for him. Last season, or said the season, a core at the point in time, people think that now the shine, aging, but he was able to rediscover the form later part of the season. Chelsea appear for the Conference League, and then the Club World Cup form or in the semi-finals, and then in the final match. I think that Nanka Chelsea ever counted so much on him every season. Unfortunately, season is starting. I had on and off. Upran no about Boka Krano Sanko. What's in fear for months plus? A friend and recover. Yes, sir, and him said there is a big game for him to prove the metalist, a guy for big occasions. And Chelsea for Nebe Hiano, whilst Barcelona counted on Lami Yamamu in that game, Chelsea could have also counted on Kupama and then to some extent the young boy William Estaval. But it's very unfortunate the situation as I want to for games are ever so this weekend and probably the midweek Champions League match. So we wish him the very best. I think that the Chelsea medical team and then Onuankasa as a player also need to take extra care of himself. He can be very good, but availability. Yeah, Frauna Wuniwa, baby, or say push you do could run team found. The Messi Ronaldo are Messi Ronaldo because of availability. They are always available when they are called upon.
The special one out there, good afternoon, Luther King. Why is it that Ricardo always blast our elders? Lampard from Kwautafo. Luther King tell Varas and Habib that between Robin and Ribery, who made a mark at their days in Bayern, I want to know, please, Mate. Was the Tottenham are the best away team this season in the EPL. Anani Kunsu Kwadokrom. Tomorrow, Chelsea will lose. Where Cosby Saki, more fire, Luther King, Bassa. Root Adu, more update. Rutodu Dine Diaba. Was more update from Chelsea and Kotoko Camp, and special greetings to my husband Pedro Medina Cruz inside Kumasi Tunnel. So Best Sports Show is live from Indianapolis, Kumasi Tunnel. So Market Junction is the main location. From Route Adueke Pedroa Nediano Aaron MK. Good afternoon, Luther K. And Fakye Sports Q. Thank God Premier League is back. On Sunday, Arsenal will be Tottenham. I'm enjoying the Best Sports Show live from GOPDC Limited, Kade Eastern Region. Sakwadia Yao, Fakye TV, Papa. For Coach Charles, hi, Luther King, more fire from Real Madrid. Madrid all the way from Manso Watreso, and Odifra, Odi Abba, and Edward also say, please. I'm Spartus watching the show live from Manso Achere inside Cindy Hotel room. Cindy Hotel room now. Joe Yate and a scientist Deborah update on Barcelona. Kofi Ajama Blackman watching inside Fake Farm in Accra. In Shaba Richmond, I'm Rich watching the show live from JJT. Is Romeo Lavia available for tomorrow's match? Nedia Okano. Piaga, you guys are so wonderful watching you live from Achimasafo. Benji Francis, we are watching you live from Francis. We are Rafinha is back. Say yay. Greetings to MC Akiman Wabia just South. Honorable Wisdom Osebuama Okumkom. Nedia Enono. Message ye for us. I am Koninana. Yet the message is in the room. That's why they are Ricardo.
Good talking.
Young Roman.
Ken Maema ya shefu akwawa.
Obisi the biade na elders na blast almost.
Blast elder bia. Aya 7 na.
Ye tete for no yempanye for no.
Blast you bia. Aya 7 na America. Ya 7 na America no. Se
ompanye for na bube na to.
Na me say. So wo hwe wase tisi am no tie. Tisi am no tie. So omo makonya se mimu ba. Se mebu ba isi utima sitina. Ana me boa ndi se me kana me kan asem na woto na se won ti ase me blast o mo se sei omo bube no e wo ma setinam no me bube no na yaba ne be hu different na ti na ni edi mu nkom otimi blast obia e pa to ba blast obia
jam pray no man
babu ga dola huna ye
sa
na huna ye
why be there
huna ye. Yes, and sometimes mind games in that game no.
Okay.
Me have always maintained since the start of the season. Me say Arsenal is taking the Premier League away.
And per the Habib Church, sa 3-4 matches, even Brentford in easy. Say Arsenal to me 4 matches, 12 points. Na Mevan said Premier League in 9 points. Na Champions League. And Arsenal to me by Munchen. Na Arsenal Premier League out of 9 points. Otimia be even 7 points. Then met mistake I can say Arsenal beat my league.
So games now Arsenal. I'm telling you today, Manchester City won't get that points in nada. Or more games no more, regardless the game they are playing.
Okay.
They too won't get that points in nada.
So say never say a move better one Manchester United because on next 10 games or more even big 6 clubs or more back cry.
We come as
what day?
You come Manchester United as Manchester United you want to make me disappoint you big time. Don't mean come as and I've seen the coach I've seen the coach Odin Komo and Bemo Baf Konia and Benjamin says go not available in the same degree. But on one case, on Wedding Komo say now, or compare ni any first or before Manchester United, the Jumana was senior DIABY, and now he's better manager as compared to last time. And I think, say, you may who name some now or games or winning because you can't tell us, say, from last time, every seen there. First is our form, and then our form of Manchester United. No, I'm more be a better person. They to me expecting the same result from you. In the end, be my own semi about the next 10 games of the ball. On your top 6 league mono, make me answer to me the judge. Because we want to see Manchester United be Manchester United again. Manchester United is a team under Alex Ferguson. They played and won league titles with semi-average players. Go back and check Manchester United team or they did the 2013 league, the last time we did game. When you are able to bring out that squad, now we have analysis of the squad. And yes, squad but Les Ferguson wants something monumental with these guys. Opa for Ferguson teams. Now for comparatively, or more by any players I know more team or more team some of the coaches from Luis Van Gaal, David Moyes, Jose Mourinho, Eric Ten Hag, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So we compare no a critical analysis. Many of them, so coaches no more better players as compared to say Les Ferguson. Tamna no the JJ trophies. Otminya be a players never be 5 million in the team. Are very solid. All Makeni now will be average players and he'll still win the league. Into what balance was senior DIABY? We want to see that. Conjure the magic. Your magic. This is Manchester United.
Ruby Amorim Kasado Duana.
Oh, so when you wins Nekakra. But I don't make Kasabu say. Sir, Umina Kamaji, manager of the man, and say me, so many beam. Yeah. So many beam and no maybe. Me, I make Kasabu say it was Yakasano. You go Abreu. Wabre with Manchester United team. This is a
say on where stop one and a dinner course answer him.
Next stop one here. If we are young Casano, so open my similar ones in your academy stop. This is a manager that what Tina Manchester United teams managers on ABOU. As a whole for Manchester United managers on ABOU. Now compare. So Luis Van Gaal be here Juma. Now say Luis Van Gaal ne tactics to form my Pamon. Jose Mourinho be here Juma. And the tactics to form my Pamona. You think say Ruben Amorim will enter that place and think say Mr. Benquest some tactics name pound me. Maybe he will do that. Because managers that ABOU are no bobo crown. Now show them so your coaches. Because this is a guy that in 2014 he played a game against Black Stars. So during that time I know bobo. Luis Van Gaal was a coach. Jose Mourinho was a coach. They entered Manchester United system, decided to forgo their principles a bit, and they got sacked. So you don't expect him to enter and decide to also forgo the principles. He would definitely stick to them. And with the thinking, say, and I work it at the amount of Kasai, but next time I want to see next seven, I will give my Manchester United Ebo. And you see that, what moves Zampa. Manchester United ultimately Jones mo ka say forget it with Jones mo Gini Jones mo kwani mo waji
for Jones mo
this is Manchester United squad the last league win mean chedan hu ne because of ahanmi hu ne ntia ba hwe squad we squad here that TV see watch squad here that TV see enye hu bia na ebro fu bia sa ba Manchester United the league no do banner on your players every one of the best left backs for my ball rankings more but I say na rankings no see form na we see form you know I think say omayehu omane nadi me hu zampa adwuma no oye that is where you be hu zampa oye adwuma but next no okay kan there so when man ye adwuma na eduru ha yenso betimi aka de se eka e de ache but since what the manager of the month no na ye really ne de came an nkasa because wa bre and he deserves to talk. That is how and since 7 and CTM. We are Barcelona fan. Weekend should be a joyful weekend and farm out. Weekend in your weekend what to with me asre now don't serve for full because you know say team no is going to get to the point that na man a because yahu a branch of friend of Marcus Rashford giving performance a sounding. This time around, he's one of the players. We gas your free one. Nipa wa bomb minutes this season for a team of Barcelona, Marcus Rashford. And if you look at him, any goal contribution is what come on because over 6 goals and 7 assists in all competitions. That is a good return for a brand here, Marcus Rashford. But he's not clinical. That is something. The finishing. Oh, he's not clinical because if you look at the assist, now. It will give you 1.003 goals and assists per 90 minutes. When Rafinha was about to get injured, and I said before, so Obabe Prano, now Rafinha nam 1.08. And if you look at the games, a branch of right for that ball, now Rafinha Kwakwatina being still normal this performance now. Rafinha needs to be back early for team of here, Barcelona.
And good news about say obey available now.
Yes, when it comes in, I heard and listened to Hansi Flick talking about the fact that or man about 15 minutes near the other. Ideally, that is how a player call for a long lay of no bar. That is how it's supposed to be. But Rafinha, say, he is the man that Barcelona relied so much on him last season. And this time around, some way, somehow, I had Team FN Barcelona. And now he is coming back. And him coming back to Team FN Barcelona, he is going to give them results. Though he won't be sharp and won't look sharp, said last season now, but he will take time to get himself back to the level that we expect Rafinha to be. But I think it's a good news for him to be back with Team FN Barcelona. And they have their goalkeeper 2 back.
Yeah.
That is something that's very nice.
Because we're calling in a Chelsea, every game you're conceding.
Yes. That is a good sign for Team FN Barcelona. Entering into the business part of the season. Now, you have a break. You might say a match. Say, near ABS match break. You have a break. You might say a match. And from now till that point, that is where you need your arsenals, you need your players, you need every single member of the squad to be available. And before he got injured, games he played for Barca, he lived and he performed. So when you have him in the post for Team FN Barcelona, you will somehow feel that he is going to keep clean sheet for Team Barcelona. And the more Barca keep clean sheet, the more they win games. So for him being available, I think they're a good one for Team FN Barcelona. Rafinha is back. Another good news for Team FN Barcelona. Pedri will probably take time before he comes.
I want to buy a Chelsea game there.
That is what you need because he is the controller. The game that he's played for Barcelona in the game that he was not available, you see the difference. And that suggests to you that when he is out of their game, though they have players that they will give performance, sounding performance and all that, but he is a player that Barca team no much rely on him, and when he is available, he gives Team FN Barcelona some sort of stability in midfield. So a good news with Team FN Barcelona, and I think it's a good one. Maybe say Hansi Flick we in the contract, maybe he want to assume.
Say yet to be sad on my baby debunking.
Oh, now say Yebusa say Messi wants to be back. Now say Messi contract ended 2028. Who contract ended 2027. So when you coaching that not depend on you directly or indirectly. Say you are telling us you are moving because already the end a year after all the end.
Wait,
so
2028
and now the year 2027. Indeed, if you are to go by the Wakana, that means we are 2027 now. You won't extend again for Team FM Barcelona, but Barca will get another manager that of a Barca will get another manager of a that will probably fit into the system and give us a do year. We will currently, as we speak, Barca can't afford to lose Hansi Flick. We have years, say 2025. We have like 2 years, so open to me free work. But as currently, Sebastian no monamia no monamua. Now, on over 2027. No, even Fabregas are getting to a level that Barca can trust him with team. No. Ebiana Jabia Sanko Sunya for Fraba, now they can trust him. Even to an Pep Guardiola, pension. To be a Basadiano, no, dear, form there. That would be something that can be nice. But from now till then, no, he is the perfect person for Team FM Barcelona. The kind of result out there, Team Barcelona, no, I think it's a good one. And Barca fans know to media or no, and so to me. But Messi Banner, them say they will love it. But I'm sure now, and to me, I'm going to Barca and far more. And I think that is how David Alaba time no Barcelona Real Madrid no it's getting closer, and I think one of the signings that I think Amabua and you be an you may be a boa woman. Yes, you be an you may be a boa. The Real Madrid I nima ye buy so me Galacticos or me the White Angels no there they come into your team. Was Sebo for them. They pick him and take him away. That was what he needs and not team of Real Madrid here. But currently, as we speak, Madrid can wait. But next now, why we have player no account and say, man, no contract. Now, you're free. And then America say, and you'll be a working man. That system, no, I think that it was for Juventus and I say AC Milan. And what now, old ladies, old gay players, no. Said you now, a year with Juventus, old players, maybe. But perform, they give sounding performance. Free play, they give sounding performance. No, and no be an unia at their call Inter Milan or you know. To the Inter Milan team no. A young crowd for pa. they are giving performance. I think it's a performance near sound. The player that and can normally you take huge sums of money to go and get we run for free, and they are giving them performance. And currently, we run with Italy. No team goes close to team my friend Inter Milan in terms of squad depth. Until Real Madrid, that is what they are supposed to do. You go into teams and you bring the quality players in there. The same cow here, definitely you can't go there and pick big players. So here the other teams are. You go there, you bring quality players. When you needed a branch here, friend, which say now Arnold he was playing and now Kabe Kono for Sika the Akakofan, but the waited to the contract more compensation before because we want him to go and play for the FIFA for us in the FIFA Club World Cup. Joma could tell Big Accra, David Alabani at Nawani Amanaba, Kunati, they need a player. Womet no sir, the player will come for free. And you will be an aside and to be feteno. And if you look at the money he's taking at the end of every year, and the number of games he's playing for Real Madrid, he spent more time in the treatment table than Udina Park Super Bowl. And I think this is kind of what there's something that's all man quite because looking at Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, Chomeni, any other players, performance of more than do a part of Debiarada, trying to defend the colors of Real Madrid. Never Debiarada only get a stance in the player. Maybe we know aside this kind of chance and for Korea. I think it's not something that is nice. So I think Nimre Nason on Shana Untiminko na Bibian and Timenia Kama. Ye ba weekend ye share Spalletti. Juve, we want to see him. The honeymoon period is over. He's a manager that he's won the Scudetto. Napoli, he won for them. We've seen the kind of job why you will my money at the day. He need to start giving sounding results. And from my team Juventus. Juventus too naimre. But he accepted to come and work for Juventus. Young GSQ is named to him. He needs to hit the ground running. Getting Juventus to the level that Juventus belonging. Now, if you look at AC Milan is a team that ever started season, many thought that they will struggle. They are even having better positions. Como having better. Look at Roma money. You've come in though 1 year preseason, but immediately you accepted to come and take the team, coach till the end of the season, and even a contract. Our sign say you accept and say you can work and work with it perfectly. We expect him to give that results. Juventus no. And it's something that we will for.
Me that say Ricardo Varas now telling Kano say Ramadan from Techmentia is Rafinha going to play tomorrow. And the coach now and a betche why Wadaroma ain't me and say Obebwana but the name say at least Obel bench. Echna ne come back be juma. We so or say I am pleased that the Bournemouth coach has finally confirmed the news about Antoine Semenyo. He arrived in Japan with an ankle injury, which is why we allowed him to return to his club after the match against Japan. Okay. Message video. Okay, where is Sika Vibes? What's hello Fakye TV Sports? Fakye TV Sports is your boy, Sika Vibes. You are doing a great job. Keep it up. Please, I want you to answer this question for me, please. Pram Luis Suarez and Pram Robert Lewandowski. Who is the better striker? And J Maestro Mushe MRY. Nandan Josie, more fire. Yeah, that's Fifi Ricardo. Was say I looked and I saw Chelsea losing 2-0. Arsenal winning by 2-1 and winning his game against Bayern Munich on Wednesday by 3-0. Nyami Insha Sofa na Intimi Emre. Where Prince Opoku Jr. watching live from Skylight Farms near Kokofu Nursing Training College at Jumara Junior. Or say I'm a Jumara Junior. Yeah, that's it. On one day I say good afternoon. Yeah, Joe. So Filippo Kwabri Kasamo was wishing Manchester United the very best of luck in their upcoming league games. Greetings to my daughter from Manso Echa Felix and my mother Antimero of Jeniso Filippo and the Abba Nana Ayepa was a good afternoon Luther. I'm enjoying the show live at Soldier Gold Buying Agency. Greetings to Soldier CEO, Soldier Groups, Kofi Pepsi, and my lovely wife, Madam Adwa. More update on Basa. Yate what to be messages in order to honor by year fraud. I'm a big brother, Maestro, Bra Kofi.
Rael.
Young Roman.
Rael, call into the world of football. I think the World Cup qualifiers, it's in by year call into club football over this particular weekend. But yesterday, now we hear a story about Ralf Rangnick about making sure Austria qualify and they are called into the World Cup after long years, about 26 to 27 years. Now Austria for getting into the absence of the FIFA World Cup since 1998. Our participating in France. Story we made that because of Kwaya Ralf Rangnick, the national team of Austria, and how he has been able to channel most of these particular players
since 1998.
Since 1998. No one. And then it was a difficult moment for the Austrian national team. Difficult moment for the Austrian national team because they've tried a lot of good, reputable coaches. Before say now Ralf Rangnick ever be the coach for the side of the Austrian national team. But when he came, he needed to cement something for the Austrian national team and make sure say the identity and no ababaye a stable football culture for the German national team and even for the German football no or be integrated into the system of the Austrian national team. And then he try as much as possible say it will relate to the principles and the core mandate of these players are kind in the Austrian football. But so we'll check it. The last time, and that's the first time, now the Austrian, and that's the Austria football club national team, or more participating in the FIFA World Cup, it started in 1934. In their first participation, they did not go on well by qualifying into the knockout stage into Omutimi Edifremo. Then again, they qualified once again to the 1938 FIFA World Cup and also Omutimi Ekusiakai. At that particular moment, Omutimi called Omenim into the quarter-final stage of that competition. And Omofremo. In 1954, Ehonum has been their best World Cup appearance ever since Omo participated in most of their World Cup series. Because in the year 1954, when they took that particular charge in the World Cup competition, they were able to come close the third place in the World Cup game of Omoboy in 1954. Therefore, in 1958, 1978, 1982, 1990, 1998, and then Omuntimi qualified that and Afi and a Ralf Rangnick, Ababaye San and Wadiano, Edema the Austrian national team. But when he came, he needed to make sure so there some correlating principles Ebeba into the Austrian national team, making sure that these players will actually formulate a policy around it. The core principles need be it was the high intensity pressing or the identity of a particular football, and that is the Gengen pressing system of football. Ubetima from the Gengen pressing system of football and now said the metabolic system of football. We've had a lot of coaches are under this kind of identity. When it comes to coaches, so we use that identity now, make them want some edge. But then with the high pressing system, Brian, the offer challenge and say when you are quick to actually lose the ball, making sure so me are coming in quick, no one recover the ball into the opponent's house, and then you will try to make a quick transition into the opponent or Mancasa have no to match a lot of goals. And so we'll check it Austrian national team when they are playing against you, press it very hard. Because of their high physique quality of movement, they are able to have a quick transition against the opponent. And when they do that, they pounce on you and score many as goals in this particular World Cup qualifiers. Then again, he established a youth development stage, passing through the ranks of the Austrian national team football, racking from the under 17, under 20, the under 23, and even into the first team A of the national team. Enti Nkobase under 17 no ebo a different identity of football as omoba into the main team of the national team omobo bono ebetimi adan so they will play that similar culture while share that toward the team A, and all of these youth national team in Austria will try as much as possible to follow. And to make sure that in a youth development team no obetima leverage most of the descending clubs are and what the Austrian football that football identity will become the Austrian football culture. Then he talked about the improved cohesion, the improved collaborativity into the system of the Austrian national team. So Austria for most of their matches you will actually experience that existence of cohesion, that familiarity and edo omontem, especially with their captain Marcel Sabesta. At any moment Omubobo, he tried to play as a collective player, not only as an individual player. Mwa in changing the balance of that particular national team. Mwa and the results and from the Austrian national team. These were the 4 principles that he stated. But Obi had the Euro 2024 last year. Obi who said, appearance of Ralph Ragnick has added a little bit of taste to the juicy wine of this particular national team, because at that Euro 2024, we saw the kind of football Austria for boy, and we saw how they were able to qualify from the group stage into the 1/60 stage of the competition, and even into the quarter-final stage. And some Turkey for Asia that particular competition. Even the game that they played against Turkey, we saw the beautiful football Ralph Ragnick, a boy against Turkey, and all those who but most of the people were applauding their hands for Ralph Ragnick because of the good and quality, beautiful footballer or the better the Austrian national team. But in the last qualifying series in the World Cup, this has been his start when it comes to Onwankasa Kwan a qualified Yomokoye. In that particular matches that he played, Obo Onya 19 points, making sure that in the last 8 matches, Ubenya 6 wins, just 1 defeat paid Ubenya, and 1 draw for the Austrian national team. When it comes to the group that he was participating, Group H, and then he was able to qualify at the last moment of game Oboye against Hezi, and that game Oboye, it was very crucial for him, because so had that game now, Obo a draw. He needed just a draw to qualify, whilst the opponent also needed a win to qualify from that particular stage, and then he needed to stage a comeback and win beautifully after say Onwankasa coming back and then Obey. But then so share Onwankasa policy. Any idea about the world of football anymore? Brian, baby, not friend the professor. The professor, because of how he was able to change in the 1970s and in the 1980s. There was
Manchester United.
Manchester United. Obejina, so but then it was a 6 months spell taking role.
That's all extend the man.
But but he needed to write some things right now. Manchester for Hells no Buddhism, Abuom, Asamoma coming back. But in the early 1960s, 1970s, this man was a football player.
Okay.
But retired in time because of how he wanted to become a good football coach in the next future. So in the last 1970s and in the 1980s, there was a particular system of football in the world. It was called the total football era. Omo used the total football era now was the coaches are not into the Dutch national teams, especially with Papa reference Ernest Hapola. They now believe say when it comes to the counter-attacking system of football in 1970s and then 1980s, on the chassis together with Michael Renusa, not a coachy Edema Feyenoord, and even to the Dutch national team in that particular later part of that particular year. Who had that national team? Come off also tried it very well now. It was between the 1970s and the 1980s. This man studied under Ernest Hapoel. So at the time, an old coachy Edema Bobo in that particular Bundesliga, he played a game against Hoffenheim SC, and in that game, almost share no by 6 goals to 2. What's not to do or call back to this particular opponent to Kobu, so I'm say. Campbell's number 4, so I'm shame because I am not understanding the reason why you played that particular football. And I'm coach at that time. It was also co-opponent to Kubusano. And a coach they catch and say, Yashemu says too, because of how we played, you bought the Gengen press system of football. That is the high press system of football. Okay. Since that day, he went to that particular coach and then he started learning about that particular game. Wow. Then again, Obekochi, another club in the Bundesliga, used that same club to beat another club or more Ukraine. Also, show me the same says too. After that, then a lot of people came to him asking him about how he also formulated the identity, and he says, Osiefi the opponent. Now it became somehow abnormal in the German football because Akoda will retire from football and then try say German football say this kind of football they did not develop and they did not absorb the philosophy of Papa defensive Ralph Ragnick. But when he took the chance to lecture the German coach at that time, Omanetia say when it comes to coaching system, it's not only about you being the national coach, but when he is able to give you that identity football culture, understanding that culture and make sure so you will implement it in your national team. And a honum and a German for absorb here. Okay. So since 1980, 1990, we saw the best of football from the German national team and how they were able to assimilate most of the football culture using the high press system of football. That is why they always tell me that say, so when the German for a bonus say almost so machine, whether you like it or not, with that high press system of football, they can easily utilize it. Nipa or that kind of formulation of policy, Edman the German football and how he was able to have an impact in the German football was Papa Professor Ralph Ragnar. Anyone on we've had Jürgen Klopp, we've had Julian Nagelsmann, we've had a lot of coaches. Thomas Tuchel had been able to use this particular identity to win a lot of games. Jürgen Klopp at Borussia Dortmund, the basic identity was the high press system of football. And Odomoji in the Borussia Dortmund 2018 to 2015, he won the Bundesliga. Odosano Diomo for the Champions League final. Talk about Liverpool. He won the EPL and also won the UEFA Champions League. Thomas Tuchel at Borussia Dortmund also did wonders with them. At Paris Saint-Germain, Thomas Tuchel, Odomoji the French League, making sure Osasuna Obeko into the finals of the UEFA Champions League in the year 2020-2021. RB Leipzig, Ralph Ragnick, and a remarkable feat. Then you talk about Marcelo Bielsa, also coached the Leeds United. From 2018 to 2022, also Papa, a friend said Ralph Ragnick, the identity of football culture to actually participate in Leeds United, making sure say Obe qualify or more from that particular championship into the EPL and sustain them. And it made sure say the impact that Ralph Ragnick had in the existence of world football are very ensured. And then we qualify Austria national team to the World Cup after 26-27 years, and I was here Banabaso. But Brian, we are talking about one particular player we call retired. I don't know what to say. Football now all bono and the enjoyment that he is having from the football in the form, and then he needed to retire from football. Be motivating. That is Fernandino, but retire from football. This is a particular class of player. Jawono in the street of Londrina, a particular basic street of Brazil, okay. And growing up, one particular one, he's a very calm in nature. Onye flashy, onye that kind of physical imposing one. Physical imposing one, say onye obia when it comes to the physical appearance, will be will be. But then he's very calm, onye flashy, and then he's not that kind of player or you show off. He was very quiet, but most of the field player near Londrina Street were all dusty and rocky football pitches. And then he needed to cement and do that. Brian, when you are talking about this particular player, at the age of 11 years, he needed to announce himself in the academy of Atletico Paranaense. Okay. And that is where he announced himself in the year 2005. Now, also, Omeki and also taking that risk from Brazil into the Ukrainian football. At that time, now Ukrainian football team developers but then he needed to move from Atletico Paranaense to Shakhtar Donetsk to fulfill his bid. And that's to fulfill his dream of playing in most of the European clubs. At that time, Sikodi Free Brazil, Edinburgh, Ukraine was 7.5 million euros in order buy. When he came, he became that stable footballer who made a lot of announcements for himself. 283 games that he played for Shakhtar Donetsk, he was able to score 58 goals and making 57 assists. The year 2012-2013.
But on a typical striker.
On a typical striker. Or Atletico Paranaense, he was a defender. But when he moved to Shakhtar Donetsk, Obu Bono as a compact midfielder.
And scoring
58 as against 57 assists.
Wow.
That was Shakhtar Donetsk. Now, over Shakhtar Donetsk, they needed to make sure that Ometona the ball because at that time, or the Shakhtar Donetsk had the UEFA Cup. So he was a big player with Shakhtar Donetsk. Now, moving from Shakhtar Donetsk to Manchester City, no being himself, ban over Manchester City, he is coming to play under a new revolution of football club, almost to a lot of quality players. And then Manuel Pellegrini needed to buy him and come to Manchester City. About Man City, he was a midfielder who was busting in the midfield for Manuel Pellegrini. He won that particular league for Manuel Pellegrini at that time and made sure he will stay in that particular Manchester City game. So we'll check here at the time. Papa said Pep Guardiola ebaya. Now some players we wait massacre with the football club. But he made sure we or some incrophobia within the football club. If not or no, as a game management coach, Obenya incrophobia in the Manchester City gamer, in the dressing room, and even on field play, he would make sure Ometima commanded the respect at the man and a brandy waiting me on Pep Guardiola. On the field, Guardiola you saw no as a typical number 6, Sansu you saw no as a defender. So he wasn't that a stable number 6, but then as a hybrid player, making sure say in terms of language wise, in Kwadana no move South America, Eba Manchester City, no almost 10 year welcome in Manchester City. No, it was a certain Fernandinho, and then he had a lot of respect from these young boys about Manchester City and helped Pep Guardiola to become a stable coach in Manchester City Football Club. Oh, we need 6 Premier League titles. Sorry, 5 Premier League titles with 6 League Cups. Oh, Manchester City. Such an iconic player. In the year 2022, he needed to announce, say, free Manchester City team in the National Brazil Football Club. Or call back to his boyhood club, Atletico Paranaense. Right now, as you speak, over 40 years. The last time we will see a kind of man that particular football club, it was last year in 2024. Right now, as you speak, free agents, the club name your money, so we renew the contract that they are man, but they feel say, a man feeling motivated just for him to play football. No, he's not feeling that motivation anymore, both intrinsically and then extrinsically. He's not feeling that motivation anymore, and then he needed to go in that particular retirement mode. I believe, this boy, and I said this man was a disciplined player. He had his biggest legacy with the Manchester City, and how he was able to grace the world of football. Football men may say someone like Fernandinho in the world of football.
Me da say, big brother maestro now telling Kano, Varas, what you are saying is true. Pep is just carrying Arteta, Maresca, and Slot. Varas, Rashford is a better player than Rafinha on any day, and it's a fact. And no Lampard, and it is our message, so DIABY. We will say, hi, Fakye Sports, this is Richmond from Sunyane, Alaska. Ricardo is saying the truth about Amorim. Okay. Hello, Fakye Sports, my name is Morris from Afo, a year in Kasemu. Chelsea could win their 3 matches. Nedia also Eddie Abanano. And we shall say, Alvaro be my guy. But I want to make him know that Arsenal can't win the EPL. Ricardo mom Edina Alvaro Ricardo why? Ricardo be my guy, but I want to make him know that Arsenal can't win the EPL this season from a temperature inside KB Eastern region or different on also Edina DIABY. A lot of messages and about her. Them special. They say BJ fashion.
Yeah, Big James no.
Big James no. Friday bia o my exercise home.
Yes.
O me hwehwe to so. Kofi.
Yes.
Se program bia o be ko bia. Ne dia no say o kan so wo ye dia bro. What the crane ye adwuma.
BJ dia oyo.
BJ. Kumasi program o se woni kumasi a. O de one ne nkasa. Ono ankasa ebe pam. Na kwan o be fa so a on sabeka no dia bro.
Ono kwa na catch o say enne on sabeka. So I'm out 12 o'clock, I am 11. Now landed.
Wow. Not then come and
so catch us say about 12 and 11 morning. Now on Saka. Big James there. It's in this one there, sorry. Or Pama show. So we do design but no normal design. Oh material now no one more quality material no one palm financial work. Dress so now the last time I'm in the house and I G inside or share say oh when they share mo come see in Big James like one over now at 12 for until so by this time we for according so worry oh yeah then o say
to send microphone bi
go back on na omama and that as a 1 week as no Big James
obi amani tramin timondi na oje wata materials obe pama ukọ on pam na aka sa odun go police station say spectacular time
na dey bu ha on pam yenti
na fe ma wana odun e
was na dey dead on arrival but Big James there DIABY we so catch us say net 12 for MON-FRI
ne nsan so fe enye say ye kan wo de hwehwe ntade na ehye no onu a friend was 0243 203144 Big James BJ Fashions the number no 0243 203144 ofre bia be kama Ricardo did dank about your more than say mame
so ti wi ase dia say dank na ko
Habib so omadro no say ya fu ya de no
we ya fu ya na tikrum ha na onkope danka dro ni bi nnum ye de ya
ba kwa ya obi ase ya fu ya so na modin sa asa wanyinya wani
no wa fe
o be ka so wona nya fe o
na echi wa na do a ya sen bibia enne de na untimi na bi dank adu papa fie no
ebe sisi o se o ye bema na ote ya o bema nso bi fu bema mba ensanwa bi ni kuro bi agugu bema ho ba eye dank ade bi emoja mu yade
opa yaresa
na eba enam nsan yade ni nyina no kodanka o metu ase e de ama o mo number na gu TV no so frɛ o mo kuma se kuro bi ma ya frɛ wo mo na okɔ no no de assault different types aba de 2 years de ade me ankasa madi hu adanse na nsɛm o lady on buy no man bi na o lady da from say team o boy no o se ya o hina wunya duro no sa bre bibiem ma bi di akwa si ne so eno dank ntinya dank for adroni bi okọ o ma yare sabe o mu mfidi o be hwe oni padua no ama bia so etima ye kamade ama ye dan ye ho ye ba ye di normal kanyina no afisem awdo a ye nsaka na ye tesa saga na ye prepare say we to work out hey sir
Minister, so you're in Nigeria.
Aye. You have a doing come up here, die on your bar. You best say to us, if you see the amount.
Said a year Herbal Clinic, a research center, you dedicate your strength to research into herbal medications.
Yeah.
Okay, if it's now and the anima baby draw, as a potia haba, kawibum. Those times need to live healthy, need to meet Nasache. But he said, "Be chemicals, chemical B, chemical C, and mummy fancy railway no. Ya railway bravo, ya beka to see any word rumpo. Because Nadia yan an animal yeno, ya jar to ho, ama, yino, a jemu.
Yeah.
Until you go back to your roots, near ya investing more into research, a war a baby dromo, the baby draw to me, na ya de dom, ya man for any Ghana for. Eti open John to a herbal clinic cha kwa yabe PM Kumasi Abidjan Kwanta Lake Road Abidjan Kwanta Lake Road but some train aircraft so outside Kutuoja the next stop Abidjan Kwanta eti we jabe friend school junction after Rehoboth Christian Community School that junction there to one so we also saw an idea wo hono ma udo na buso bia so John to a herbal clinic obia ebecho na yenko statistics kakra currently ewu nipa 10,000 be a war Ghana bia nemu 73 eda ewu of stroke.
Okay.
In previous years, about 10 years ago, na ya real kum nipa pa malaria and communicable diseases.
Yeah.
But I say about mostly of stroke and heart diseases and a eku amount for same. Stroke to me obia. Ya ka stroke the causes near me no. Either say a moja veins na di moja ko wadrim no baby a rupture and say nya major blockage preventing moja ne say enko wadrim mu enti obia a potential stroke patient.
Okay.
Enti e kan isi ani e kan say mental ma stroke symptoms na obo nkaye no enko chill preko pa untimi nya ho hwe ansa na abe dadwen ato abusua so na abe hawa to abusua so dwane bra dwan to herbal clinic na yenye mumoja mu hwehwemu ma ne ntufo ne ma bebre ho enema bi okra na utimi sha sentema etimi prevent stroke kra nipa bebre nya symptoms stroke symptoms emma prekopeda stroke obia no nya stroke e ba prekope wo habo so onsa ayotititi onan ayotititi wo beda nya ne na onsa no hu se moja nkom hu se aye dead. It is some symptoms singing about never kai say bibi koso ni padua ne ma wo hia attention. It is a would see me na the future man say unya symptoms we nyina to me cantem na bla dwan to herbal clinic. Na ye fa see afidie so na ye ma wadro papa bibi dro bi on ma moja no viscosity o moja no mu edu. Enti akoma ni pia kwa etimi clot in a part o moja no because a mode pia according to clotting factor and also cholesterol.
Yeah.
To be do baby now vein baby a clotting emoja intimi enya access to the brain cells I said emoja ne koho. Enti wo fear stroke ya there hu hia pam. and I have 5 vital organs. Any pautia see your 5 organs, a new niped, my own team tenacity.
No credit.
Sabi on set chane obetenacity.
No credit.
But 5 vital organs here, wadrine, wakoma, or lung, or liver, or kidney. Sanyama 5, we move beer touching man, untimin tenacity.
No credit.
It's down to a backline from 25th of last month, and I'm sure say a free screening into your vital organs. Bra, near that free screening, my young go vital organs move. The shocking revelation said, we used to for the second cause of death, heart.
Akuma no.
Akuma kumni papa is when you heart attack. When you kumni pa organa pass say. Enti minua would see me papa from Bikana Brana down to a herbal clinic. Yerishe wakuma and vital organs in him. Near my wife to papa. Na ensure they do on just living habits be and I say o enhance no sesano. And then maybe I will be nesse amount hopeful to necessary. It's a brand new phone safe videos near who signed them in the wow. Yeah, the next a year very important. I say in our share home so a woman sem. Down to a herbal and scientific research center. Ye di a juma one swore a woman sem both male and female infertility issues. Oh yeah, bear my low sperm count or sperm mobility and our form. There a problem with sperm or sperm production. They are no by down to a herbal clinic. You be too for near wajma I de ABOU. Oh your bar infections. Ahawa masi say fallopian tube or service small was PID, PCOS, and hepatitis, fibroid, and near my heart and mouth was say no baby on maminia. From the age time as a konya menstruation 13, 14, 15 on and man any day. Oh, school mu iboma Bible swim me and son or nemoja ne mother. Oh, a potential candidate for fibroid. Oh, a potential candidate for PCOS. Common in year mass is say young girls because people have PCOS some of the symptoms are hoyefe PCOS na hoyefe unya o built up no hormonal imbalance.
Okay.
It's mema hormones ni produce more than a ma hormone.
Okay.
It's PCOS mema o physical appearance na yefe ubegina so kama wa yekese kama unidi na so na bia na wo yekese. Wait my fast and bear 1 week and papa be about body near Kese Kama.
Okay.
It's a deceiving most of our young ladies. Time obe who say ya late near timer wa worry na obe power. No who say PCOS no ahanama say aye normal baby na wo mama ontimi kra na wa ye de wa fafunu anya eba. Oba down to a herbal clinic, ya botre, ye be no beton chia, bosuma mi ensem pepe be regulate your menstruation cycle no when you break me out to nkosua kama ama be man sperm no eni nkosua na be hia na watimi anya awo papa. Ope extra kwan ye wo Kumasi heye eputoja Abidjan kwanta school junction. Dia me de etwa to na yakom kakra be me bia wo prostate.
Okay.
Prostate gland no important for urination. Any sperm production. Say show asabi me tune sabi kakra. O produce sperm ni wia e befa o prostate gland nim. Na prostate gland no ama ni nsuo. Nsuo white na ye hu no wa bonten ye no ne sperm no.
Okay.
Prostate gland na e produce some liquid no. Ema sperm ni mobile. Enye prostate gland na ka sperm na ye mo enti kontimi movie. Enti prostate gland na de ahoden pia sperm no. Ama sperm net me aqua fertilization. It's bema bia will be. Now the problem of here either prostate enlargement and also prostate cancer. Mostly in Ghana, a prostate enlargement and the symptoms need not affect urination because the makeup of the prostate gland now. Urinary tract, we don't so try no throw, and a prostate gland and then a sepe. It's or enlarge pet no pushy the space prostate gland no occupy no. It will produce Johnson about out and manage me corner, 8 minko. Ever so crown so such a 500 ml. Not be a piano na space a crana a swabet do bear 100 ml. It will be the edge for urination because space no a bear could be and Johnson abegum. It will be feeling the air as a Johnson. Wako jina hospital Johnson also a doors one ninya ne viscosity a DPR Johnson to be jina home at the home dear Pierre Johnson Emma. Meanwhile, my papa, Obia wadi 40 years and above, you are a potential candidate for prostate.
Yeah.
We are potential candidate, especially and no more gray day. Na yenya infections ba kumienu and my virus equine momutimi eraho ema itimi cause niema bebre it wadaroma the edrobia no famika ho a rubber and ato be mema but grant to a herbal clinic within the first week ye be treat you ama rubber na be ye free bemem na yi free mo ya ma time na e what medication so ama prostate gland no etimi shrinking to the normal size na actual preventive ways ubetimi live okay prostate gland no enya issues build. The last of it idea about down to a herbal clinic you a good physiotherapy center our clinic reason here doctor my name penny for doing physiotherapy by yourself. Most patients are more defect from stroke.
Yeah.
When you have stroke, now no me drone na say a clotting and a cause that part of the body a core offer. A be affect a particular place within your brain. Until you hear a pattern of treatment, physiotherapy and rehabilitational procedure. A beba wa adreno cells the adrenal moon word na ho there say part be wa the other part me take the responsibility as take. It's a Roberta brain wizard, ABC so ama with time treated that part now my brain no exercise I do go to I communicate it to the brain. Some me pijaminsa. Oba the stroke ne what no.
Yeah.
Na aka exercise na brain no ne body ne part of the body let me communicate let me wire ye. Na brain a chance na me pijaminsa me tumi na me kwa ha. Utu said the so not me chira akobodwam. Obesani akona akona da so dwene se oboduam.
Yeah.
Sa pepepe na stroke after stroke effect no. It is a yeah unya stroke no na account to ho na di na otwe bosome mienu bosome mensa afe. Ye be mo drama stroke ne beko akwarie no anya physiotherapy and rehabilitation a me nua me papa oboa the symptoms say ja wo ho na no na de betena. Wanya ho kwan pa amfa treat na e de adesem foforo bro, it's a good physiotherapy and rehabilitation center within Grantwa Herbal Clinic. And you started beauty enhancement treatment. Your friends are offering to us.
Yeah.
Oba ya domo sane mana ma confidence ma timi koni pem. Oba ho fe now run pem ma confidence no already be how different. It's your butt enlargement, yeah breast enhancement, yeah vaginal rejuvenation. Very good for mama for amawo ba kumienu miensa. Member school for ya be o meju kun free onse. And your procedure a non-invasive method na be use to rejuvenate that part of the body. Na what me anya youthfulness no ema what me di empemu agro ai bibia kama. Yeah keloid remover, stretch marks cleaning. Say pimples, keloid, nema ho baby a on say ya ye your machine etimi stubborn fat remover. Ye emphasize kan encounter. Eti Bradran to a Herbal Clinic. And answer from a number me ankasa me number from CC befa 0555 80 55 O from CC ye befa number no. Na wanya question be about the me no wadi ho nkomo bia no benya ho abotre na matumebo na me no ahwehwe ma chechim bibia kama oba nso adwanto aye ma me kan se metie me antige para konom oba ye do be go through the lab procedure ye do be fa bibia me hu se indeed yare we ne how yare bebre ye hu so ese most of the STI enso begu na nka be wom eni nyina ye pe. It me can't say so white be from a cement change na when you go no and as when you syphilis. As you go to the normal lab system, as you sure. Say you real when you treaty, the group papa account, I'm a hoto. No what's media dance a perfect grant to a Herbal Clinic.
Dog Mate, here's a phone number to give you from him.
Number is 0555 80
55
It's mean ya meant nefi emma yare kwanko emeto so wo de chinchini ache na wabemo bua eno enti na doctor na wo su kutra mpemaba se mebeboa na yare ne bibidru enye din enye ahoto enye nmunyam e wo Ghana enti bra na Dwanto Herbal Clinic o yare da oso no ye ente ne te emma
Monte
doctor oda Dwanto Herbal Clinic e be da na se wakọ na Church, a crab for so a pomodon send between pong, ebe conkai, said a bear, no ma befa edamay, amaman come some aya, dear. Now, and somehow do I have one who official me, it was so emfa emamon. You run with the Black Stars of Ghana, so Francis ABOU, Obakaya, about some Black Stars, any Japan, a boy of vacancy, and a Branton in Namu Ekobuye, Nanyamia Daruma, or Makweno Pressionary, Menocaso, Japan. Na ena reporter eba ese we be nyame pa wo china enu mbe yi no o be free Japan na se one empanyimfa koramu of France Toulouse na wakohuni club na bibia so aye kama na abrante menoka ne Ghana Black Stars empanyimfa wana nchen ene empanyimfo da doctors a omo Toyota Memorial Hospital o Japan omo dom asepa ese ekomfa som ye operation ye very successful no ma bia so aye kama de amomo no mo gide mapase say they all responded to treatment na no ma ebeko kama aye boko so de amano na no ka say Dr. Prince Pambo so for no so ho a wo hwese bibia be kama ombeko na the medical team omo tulu so akwakohwe na nhihye bia so etma ye kama eno edi fro eba na ame emfa emao eso se uram a anto ansemenyo obakai se na no Black Stars game onya collab obaye ene beto dwaso opra na e was all come back na okwaji treatment e Bournemouth na ne coach e friend Antonio Ariola or Bournemouth for panyini anom coach e dia beto dwase boy no ampa wanya ankle injury na already o masha so mu treat no na mum ontimi nkire se wo kina game a omo bebo no semenyo ebebo anase ontimi mobi because of any problem and prana wonya ye no enu di one dances ampa boy no ka obeka chempanyim force wo prano na no kra ambanfo eba she no so o enya no kra na okọ one ne girlfriend okọ propose am ne girlfriend okọ say Black Stars no kra no makoma so emomu didi for no kra bia tem edon ena ne confirmation aba ese manager ye friend Antonio Ariola e dia to sampa boy no wapra no mu guso mu treat ya na dru kina na so mu hwe na so e feta ombemna si akanda ma Bournemouth bobo eku no eno edi fro eba ye de ema mo sasra honorable sports minister Kofi Adams wakasa wasi Ghana Nigeria and Ivory Coast omo plane ese ombeka bom no ma host World Cup into honorable Kofi Adams
higher levels to carry. We want to give our fans a joy to be in these three countries that host the competition. This is happening for the first time. The previous World Cups that we have participated in have been single nation hosting. This is the first time 3 nations are going to be hosting, and it looks like FIFA is adapting that role now, because the 2030 and then 2034 is also adapting the same line. So you have Morocco, you have I think Portugal, and then Spain also going to host the 2032 already. So they are beginning to adapt a number of nations doing it. So maybe, who knows, the next one will be Ghana, Nigeria, and then Cote d'Ivoire coming together to also host the World Cup, and it will be good. With the level of infrastructure His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wants us to do, I believe that we together with Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire, who have already invested quite a lot because they hosted AFCON not to.
And we are Ghana on MON-FRI eba agukanse mu a wada no honorable Kofi Adams and Ghana, Nigeria and Ivory Coast ye border ye bembe so pa na omutu anamo se dachi bia no World Cup no akwanya na ba Ghana, Nigeria and Ivory Coast ebe so ebe hosti na bibia so aye kama na owie ro kasa ya about the local players yente some honorable sports minister and two gafa local players.
Well, my position is that good and great players should not be left out anywhere they find themselves, whether they are local or foreign. Indeed, we are not going for this World Cup just to participate and come on. That's why we must assemble our best. It should not be like we should pick people from local because they are local. If they are the best, let's pick them. We must be intentional about growing our local football and be intentional about retaining the local talents. But if all we do is that when somebody is good, the next moment is looking for a club that will buy the person, then we cannot have the local players. So we need to be very intentional about retaining good and skillful and talented players also here. Then you can pick them. But if the plan always is a club picks a player, the player is good, he is skillful. The next moment is that they are sharing his videos, looking for any club to be interested in him. Then how are we going to pick the local players? When everybody, every good one, we are shipping them and planning them away.
Honorable Sports Minister Neka, local players, no nipa no ya de akra bi pe. Oh, ne nam ne pe team e di amano. MON-FRI a onko amano ne onko pe team bi mo. Ne bossa local players e be de team akeka o mabom. Ne league no kra be da ya akono. No wi no kasa about the World Cup preparation committee no. O say o modwuma mo ye no. Da bay e na wo so mu wi na dwuma e kosei. Yenti kakra.
Hope that 3 months after the World Cup is ended, the committee should be able to wind up its work, unless there is a need for any further extension for you to conclude on some works undone. But truly so, we want the best out of this World Cup. We don't want.
And the Honorable Sports Minister, there's a committee omode World Cup na show monsa ombeto to normal. Na no chechim time also muwie any dwumadi ne sade wo se ko. Na opanyina ko Ghana Football Association referee for opanyine. Ye fe na Alex Kote wakasa about Kotoko any young apostles. Game on boy penalty na Kotoko nyae no wakasa fa ho.
Out of cultural players, those who were holding and those who were heckling, they should be careful. And if anything happens, you have to take a foul. And now you play on. It will push it down. In the penalty area, even right in front of the goalkeeper, there were players that almost not the movement. This one football standing, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Play on. No, call the baby. You understand? But for the referee to take a penalty because of that holding now, young apostle, we are not here, you know. Every time we do shout with them, one of them, a shot says, oh, you're holding. It was the Kotoko attacker. It is a bit foul, the Krana, it's a deep foul, every chap could Kotoko as attacker no more. It is where answer so we after winning. The best thing for you to go as a referee is to allow play to continue. No foul is taken. No.
Ghana Football Association opanyina oye referee for nyina opanyina let's go te no say Kotoko ne young apostle penalty ne nya penalty na osanka referee no mpo agi free kick editia Kotoko attack no enu yensam opanyini de maaye na coach efen koje yi sapon yenka bi nhyem na betodwa ese o resign we say 11 wonders ontimi ntwa so nya adwuma biem fa momo as head coach na de yet say open one company for one kokahwa nchiromo omo WhatsApp platform omo so and the son of Pobetro to so say wa resign adwuma ontimi nye oba 3 matches and oboy as head coach olusu ni nyina 2-1 Vision FC Fortune 2-1 Adriana Eshen 1-0 ana mediama eso Eshen 2-1 na wose no kra akomo den kwada no 11 wonders players akomo di wo players wo ntu omo ka yes na no ada even kra no hat to former A player bi ana nkwada no to koko adima nkwada ne die no cha wo 500 Ghana cedis akomo den kwada no na yes emfa ye from pan so nchen aben na wo ntu aboy CK eso no receive no wo say no nanim na egu ase nkwada no gina go pramazo ko mo ha akomo ntu omo ntimi ntumrika Intiano pay WhatsApp platform so and wakotro my resign adwuma no majai enti de ete no yenya so nemfa nsem so Habib
commander
yemro mo Jay support said adwuma no majai after 3 games so supervise here
o say Shapiro say 500 Ghana no the heading
enyo no a former heart of player any ship the players no come do no to kuku Emma Koko no Kose.
Sorry.
11 wonders.
Yeah, was over Jimmy. Slip of tongue. 11 wonders.
11 wonders plus no to Koko.
Who did Adria Missy?
Omu we no san e chom 500 cedis.
Omu fanko. Who did just some names?
Dabi.
Crew. Sometimes a 70 BCC na o can one ye careful. you go overboard. Now the answers are can work. I don't blame 11 Wonders. No.
Now blame
I blame the Ghana Football Association.
Ade.
You want Kofobu their track record, they have no morals of owning club again. Yet to my no na mashemra Modern Football Association. Say club licensing our requirements also meet before say we team no bet mabo Premier League what team abo. One of those requirements are a key. Now, so the Football Association pay attention to and before you can register your club to play in the Ghana Premier League, the club must have a constituted board of 12 or more members or more board. So clubs or more krumha or more board or 4 or more Premier League. So I may be 11 is in registered. Our league in community. Number 2. Nipa na oto 11 Wonders ebe register. Elsewhere, in advanced jurisdictions, before you own a club, I will make my register club that they are bought the elite division of Omo football the Premier League. And was set or track record or finances. You go through on Niema who say we will be financially we are strong enough to be able to run the club for 5 years. Based on our capital, na ikuta ude na we register club. I also wait me after club for 5 years. If external investment arm wait my club. Now Premier League for na kotua bandra. I sorry next Friday. My pass in England. I'm sure say oil story maybe a oboso. Almost Sunday we probably or China nyame admire bana your timer. Who come and talk about the control way nema or my say you go into the season almost 80% of your revenue. You should not be able to spend more than 80% of your revenue. Teams now got 2 hours. In terms of transfer, quite near first a spending. Yes, I will talk about in Premier League. I will say we have 14 clubs or more. It was 7 penny when it comes to the spending, and yes, smaller clubs because money niska. I can say for no to entiano the entmans and one will come and we'll talk about that. But ye chrome ham, ye making sure say implementation of those things every year, man. Richard Atipu. At the Legon cities, before say team neighbor, say team be team correlation can we fair. Before say team neighbor win, and near my club ni go through. Club ni a team and can walk on my ya dem man can declare bankruptcy. Come on into liquidation before say team in the area. Fast forward, the same person buys a new club at the start of the season. Quick, they register without checking anything. Now talk to players on about 11 Wonders. Talk to them for a team need to be found who free or who base. And I'm quite so cool. Maybe I could train there from say there be park and crown moon team news because you see 2-3 days I'm waiting no mind 20 months so much. Or wait to be called 3 days, not even in training. I'm telling you. I'm going to be called 3 days, no moon training because I'm on the facility crap. I'm on the training. Previous manager now know on a situation say you're the manager, you man. Now me then nasty production. I catch them say Shapiro ko akọ file. Now me say now for papa na catch them only 1 month. As if I'm not pabi. As a name your prophet. I'm not paid to me buy na ask say oh papa I don't catch only 20 days pay. I 1 month. Me can say oh yeah 1 month. Papa 1 month we command 20 days. And odi 11 Wonders. The kind of situation and kwadani namu e wotim. Do we assemble nkofo mass yebebo Premier League never help. Now need the money here. Say we last 2 seasons and can have been baby Konkelakaso league in crisis can name any other. We're talking about league yeah starting the Football Association through the government in each club 1 million Ghana cedis. Yeah more even 3 months 11 Wonders salary 3 months and my what spending 10 billion amanasa or the money was given to the club to invest in the league. Say by your players no at least feel okay now ball now they want the accosul. What you says you can in less than 3 months you can't even pay baby and training. You can't even feed them not to talk of and the agenda of such club is participating in the league. Enti say you perceive your competitiveness your league in a team way. I am not saying say they will do that. But our team be free match. No could draw. Net team no offer the same. Me of 50,000 Ghana cedis na my points. What would you do? Even without the consent of management, the players they come to a hungry man is an angry man. Commander, what was the CA? Said Mama, Oba Juma now yeah to us 3, 4, 5 months in car. I don't think say 12 official will bet me winning. Because and the no na me ya the Afropan Eshabe. Do you know about the bomb match? Football no see exactly. Or the bomb match no could be a home team no friend. You look at flesh over here. I tell you because I know you kasa about omo diet. Omo say kasa be there pretty show diet. Even is a player okoye no be. Wouldn't be ntia tokokwa ma so ojenom ne sa. Oba no de sa. Me baby am so ye de me twa wa bi asisu no. Say wakwa away okobo Luther King FC. Luther King FC ehia points ne de ya de pa. Ebia Luther King FC ntime mfre coach and team penifo. But onimbe 4 or 5 players be in the team. Ya na mokra say come de mu yes ka. Mo ma go mo na board ye nhye mo training. Ewi a pay 20,000 be di amam. Je wa ka nipa me nsa wo team betuma di team na bro. You need nipa 2-3 pay. The job is done. No, the job is done. Center backs in India. Until how do we play competitive league when we have cases of this nature? League. When I think that the earlier the football association, the better. If you think that their status is not helping with league, you quick. I Portsmouth, Oman liquidation. Now, Olympic Lyon. Exactly. Club are qualified for European football. Say quick and we a transfer near balance your book. I carry near at home. That is where Emra a year. And I think that the earlier idea next from CSA going to football administration, tell call for auditing. Now consider financial statement. I know Namakati will say, Krum how say club licenses so what in the nice from I and near man so they not all these things. Yeah, but starting season now, natural, but they do say you implement the application of Sanyaman. Maybe what? No, I compromise. The more you compromise, the more you don't get at the end open. And I think that situation they have, say a Premier League team, a former House of Folk player, and a number of people who and they are still crumble. No, took Kwamo, we are nipa 20 something, nipa 30 something, commander 500 is the but why are they? I'm not downplaying this kind of Nyami. At least for him to even think about the follow and I say the young footballers whom some if you call more than that, you could have done more. Nyami for the kind gesture. But what I'm trying to say is that 500 is a day. I've seen Premier League players. I know Etiwa and Komo ye didn't even it does not even concern the woman there or two cha. Tani Panebo Premier League. Enti uti anye 500 cities here the moment kan so mo de koye sa. Wudi agro mo anka sa de ko akutu o match o machi so mbelusu. No dey adobu sika no. We are looking at and yema a bit because sabi say o ho kire wa na afa adwene pa. Yeah. Se komo de wa o gine sisutu. Timi draw ku bara stairs and wa ye plan be o action that now come as a me catch them as na o ga me tiaje. Masema na o ga. Social me don say Ricardo Rom kakra. On the amilia. We are putting it. You na now na me ko ba na se we can go ma. And I'm not come as much. What mobile TV do is obo. Yes, nipa yo. So mama nsa nyina usasa o mo san na nye. Enye ye po abeho why. Ya mbeho ni ma. Waso behwe. Ya po abeho why. Patrick cross of the mountain. I have me eye and I say come here. By I no any XT. Yes, I cross my admire player here my level this week. Bisa enye. The Ricardo Romney I'm brasare. I'm chia na mbre. You have to. Now no ada sim na why say am enka. But today we down. Oh, you need be some programs when you get. Matias. Francis Abu minister say ye plan say ye Nigeria in every coast ye be co-host World Cup. Ye need stadium we host ABOU Okrumah it will host CAF games, FIFA games. Also co-host World Cup.
in the next 100 years, say ya never quite into host have compo.
Now, I said, Bassadia, or the normal be good for
no abea.
Some obey ye normal.
Debbie. Then, yen crona room.
On one casa say, on Saturday,
Mayan
walk up on a years.
I know the best channel he's not into much.
Mayan time the nine to patenting call in the next 100 years AFCON hosti. Kruma Sadia Woka see is in the pipeline. Kruma pipeline. In the next 100 years, AFCON hosti probably a day.
Ghana, Nigeria,
Emfa
countries me and some Guyaru.
Emfa. The years say ya ni yano. Yes, I knew my uni can was me. Moody Sikasha de Maya dear, because the TV actors are buying the city royal football match. But why never must have the night, you know, yet Tim Yahe, may Sunday Sun in your mom. Because I least expected, say, you be season, not teams in K20, because ye made Yama. We go stars, we samates, Kotoko, House of Folk, more than a Musin Jaya. Teams in K20, Sassy Kennedy more, 10 billion then. It said to me, bomb first round in every program will be a second round. Maybe you want to invest the money in the team. Now, they go to says 11 wonders. So, me and Tuna at the crow, or want to mean a day into players car. Now they get to a point where it has so been so more music as on Fantu. The Debbie America.
Ricardo, my family said, big club power in Premier League in 3 months. And
that big club, I said, no can work.
18
according to report, a young contomranti.
Hatful.
At the end of the day,
not
as your Kruma.
Set 3 months in the Muntia.
You will employ new teams in move. Just that we can't mention their names.
And it took Benuana.
Tinamaka said, Kotokone has any dynamo, Sassika, we know. And we are now.
That 10 billion.
1 month, basically.
So what I say, Tina made him come off our teams in K20. Say, like no one as a him for me. A new class will cut that period of Muntium players. Not this will be never Toko Coma players and so on. Nana Habibu can. Yes, serious Ukruma. You can't even blame the owner of 11 Wonders. You can't blame him. Obia right away.
I former Hartford player, Kwasi Polo. One or two Kukuluma. As I told 500
Yamin why are they? To see a rush easy.
I told salary bro 2000.
11 Wonders. 2,000.
I don't want to meet Chama.
That person, same person, a babia, or tissue players you own if ye, acting if you cost school, so maniska. Oh, cost maniska one from school. And so we are
party. It seems as the football administrators and the owners who say, Omokra Ayo favor, sir.
That is the case. That is the case in this Yankruma. Obia your footballer beer. Hey, one administrator, and you know, administrators may be a genuine, it be a correct. They want to let our guys live freely. No one so no players no more feel so and say, Munguan. In Jason, oh, can I say, Haneha? You will tell me a chrome players sleep pass. I tell one of things, I don't know many services. A common deal would say now, born with me up, Baba, Muscanim Brassi, and Momuska, Buzi, or Omodaya. Indeed, administrators no, Omodi told me a boys need favor. And footballers need doors who chroma. A quite so kitty into an opportunities. Oh, we bought Premier League 11 on the spare. He seems okay. Oh, make him variable. I've got Boko anyway, a commode dinner. No, if I can money bomb with him. And the more reason why we are suffering. Senya assembly and can be only going to tackle relegation. And do maybe non consume just crying to for just in Namon to Muntiaka.
They can't match so good.
Yeah, I think this is the video go. Or do be a relegation? No, what was happening to team? What a way league. Are you serious? One more musica. Then Emrabe now the two who say, Sikaya me de mommy, dear Monfan Queenie, now you make it to your side and more quackway.
Now, I said, the Metro said Division 1, back home cry. A football panion for the video. Somebody Ukrainian Tiomoka. Just scared the moment to the cry.
You want to the Sika Chrome for my if you
say, Kruma and I won.
Omona, we sat to the panion for not football yet, Omodio.
Omona Shamran Kruma. I don't think football name you know.
A man on run.
Almost say, Colano Coca, some be being told you any almost some young Kodan fever. So if you say won't even tell my born after no man could feel.
I said it. That is the don't you know Chroma? Don't you know Chroma? Because all of them say, Mama opportunity, Mama Avenue. Say, Bobo, my top team, my top boss, my top one, my Bobby. It do a bono, we don't have a chance out there. We don't have a chance I call. In the son of what they are boys, no, to boys, so be him. So footballers never call Master Mukruma, one we have us. Now, I pay once man, yen TikTok, he's winning in social media, you football once, you can't say. Some I share my share near Casamaya Shinan, except from a non consumer, the boot to bear for time to talk. But nipa no so aka obiesu okwa akobbo akwa diska nti anya bete a big issue okruma na den na pass players ne de ye league ne de sa bet ne sa de
even take kura na omo Super League no was more than 1,000 players from Division 2 to omo elite, you know.
Roma you need the check it.
They're investigating them.
Roma you need the check here. Team owners ne fans na ke beti wo. Chroma. Messi Chroma. You the check say we are ya. Team owner.
No more circumstances. Players. As a footballer, I look at we betting up.
Obani and no more that so. Chroma. Betting up no. And the players ne that so. That is the ghost players no.
We TV boss na and then show them
players no. Player no pa. Sunday no pa. Every all league game. Or try what the betting code akuta. And so akobo match no. Okay, now the boys no.
Maestro Roma me to asome.
Right. Situation now ekoso 11 wonders no. It's not only with the club. E ade ekoso ewo.
70 was here there na say Koje Isafo onyam from so resign.
No,
enu kwa kasa no okọ.
Onyam from so
no.
Onyam from so also resign because of say who you coach na say who supervise young footballers or no you coach. He knows how it feels for players to take the pain, go onto the field and play for their club. And so who you player, look at the physique aspect of training. Check the kind of routine on become and sana even crampon on field no so. Na check brown bebre in the 90-minute die hard of football but they are club no. Now cranny baby now close to about 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. Untria akwadane car. You expect the same child, and I say you expect the same player to play it all for the football club. And for or no as a coach, so no one for the form. That's when dictate and for my players. That's when dictate and for more on as a head coach of the technical team. That means why a big disappointment to the technical team and even to the players. So he's a coach. I'm quite sure say Oteki that step and I say Oteki that decision, you know, he didn't take it as such or consulting players, no, and making sure say the management of football club or make answer na obeteki that key decision because the otini kuro hona wumi ano nimsen ye esi eye ne ya edefa we or experienced coach and yet the team and everyone that's in the club wa coaching in his entire life. He has coached a lot of numerous clubs, so he knows the kind of treatment some of the clubs at the moment players. He knows how some of the management treat the players when it comes to financial stability and when it comes to financial status or modern players no. And so or your coach, that's the players befasa nyema wimu. That's one no better now so mumfem at the time on nim say Sam Krana entimi nya academy and engine Joma Mansi akan nya farmer club now or no as a coach no the reputation will be at stake. Currently, Shebebi at the team 11 wonders that in the Ghana Premier League. Omo da say all. So omo money bono share the results. And the results no menya no for the club no share the treatment and how the management is managing the football club. Adiano is so simple. If the management think they cannot run the football club, if they
what
think
about Kwako relegation?
Yeah.
What's up before
we the same so very good. That's what I'm saying. Say the Ghana Football Association and those people that we call the football gatekeepers, I don't think they are doing their work very well. And especially that club licensing as a one for no. If they should take key and they should take pain in doing the work that they are doing, and come allow Techima 11 Wonders to partake in the Ghana Premier League. Because we are talking about football, we are talking about how strategic measures is actually implemented when you are starting the season and when you are even implementing a lot of things within your Premier League. Of course, South Africa, government, a constitution, a mandatory for each and every club in South Africa to have a staple amount of money within their bank accounts before the season will start. Yes.
Because at least, I was say, some certain figures be.
Figures.
Just an annual crowd for them, 3 months, and you be an clubs.
Yeah.
Okay, Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Days of, and you Satam Suleiman Time.
Free Hona, Suleiman free Honumana. And as I manage, of course, South Africa and command media or more salary ranges. I'm not sure, so because South Africa being a play beer, it be between less than $1,000. Almost just as because almost standard. That is we are talking about some clubs are a bit less than even the pretending money made to what the chairman
this year. We could test me say Premier League players boss me be crowd 500 and 600.
Last time I sat here to say a bit even less than club Okuma or Kumasi here or relegation. Many club no a battle relegation for 2 seasons and some relegation. Many club no a players ejina baby almost standpoint ewo mobile sebe form with your court training. And the conversation that I had as my maker was 2023. The conversation that I heard from the players was very bad. I saying, boss, there's I not say, or Henry Bekabe 6 games, 5 games, a miracle. Amia and the season now, not Afena or Babe Dan, Edisike Babe Dan, but the ref say, your share season as no, you are close to about several months. Would try you be making sure season win one day, you be relegation. And I'm penny a season, club na make us move relegation. And Kodani Bomb so who say now it's too late for the conversation that they're having. These are some of the things that most of the clubs taking the players through. And them crying born in some about football now.
The meeting say ambition season as a team be called JKNUST. So or the whole year pre-season how I know. Abona a year say Rumpia. Ama omuko we ba na KNUST for na joma so omo joma
omo asem na make am hey omo ye yebo omo asem na make am hey asem a working omo asem na make am hey sa asem a working last I think 2 days or 3 days ago.
But it means
I wanted to go into that particular.
But it means ka FIFA kwatremanso.
Yes. But otimenyes ka so okọ akwatremanso. Meanwhile, I know that club no run basically in players or mobile club na yinchi omoka. So it is the habit of football administrators in our country. They don't treat our players very well. It is also a few 2 seasons, 3 seasons, 4 seasons ago. Look at the illegalities that are happening within our football. Check it. The number of times and last season RTU course around Omoko and RTU you saw Hilaria Dabo you see, we are talking about the treatment. You see, it got a point in time. Now out to some
Kofi Mame interest me to for 1 or 2 course be abra yigu so ye di enkomo yi me ba cho bet ma friend adu adwen chaba number ne 0206 334 646 0206 334 646 0206 334 747 offerable rama e be jona so do adwen chaba Kofi.
So brother, the American say it was this same club out to you. Treatment or modern crime be confirmed. I was tamale. And some crime be created. Any one wanted abakuruma na nyasem ketwa. They went to the extent say emuko several months not they were unpaid. We know some clubs are.
Wacho asema motano. Emu ayapa na yefere creating especially in kwanta. Na emu ya yefere bi ho mo bele ko. Tuti mu player bi butu prawo nyeskan kubi. This is the manager. Eto bi mano, wanya dia, jiso ko galamsi. Na ki apa preo ko galamsi ho bo dia. Ebe si dai ni. Sinitro mun kan do press no. Wai, trama emisra.
Osunya men kupo nsha ya da sepa. Osubet ma frɛ Edward Nche aba na nsɛm ankɔmɔ yɛ di concern yɛ local players no. And the teams in paying for the year no. Yɛnyɛ ne dɛ. Yɛnyina agya pade no yɛnkɔ ne sɛe. Kofi to asoma me.
Well, treatment now players need come within our football cycle in our country there. Me blame Mubia, the football people, the football people.
Another caller. Halle.
Champion Luther King. Yes, actually, Dana is breaking Dana. They are up your call.
Me that say number 1. I'm gonna say.
Ogolani is the German of this.
Oi, big man, young quay.
Senior, Mamincha, Oni, or bigger Kumina, but Nayamo Mama. Senior, I made a yummy as a spinner put last year upon, or for 11 when it's there, so I resign. As soon as 11 one management from 2 million and some call for ya. The Pocono Beto 11 one is only 2 minutes to Chimay. The Chimay team was in the anchor, more than 10 matches there, only points. From some way, and the Ghana football senior. What team maybe some for soccer you will take a club. Then the Chicago football no more senior for Sunday more. As an overcome back, not senior, Chicago was no. Then any capital by your friend say, yeah, investment. See a bus players and say, so people who can throw. When you're a Mokakana, when you're the kind and take Tim William. Everyone is a company, but yet. But when you're who said, can't you mean your own man of the best come on Cocoa Saturday with a pen editing? I'm in chair, Jim, move up on Sampan or my registration was winning them the one.
Yeah, that's say, entering for friendly baby, sad topic which never say out was so. Habib, about 10 seconds in Koya and I break.
On a Koyancha Ashaphonia, Tiophone, I'm not more chance. What could I sister? Lady Sandra Fakye.
Oh yes.
Yes. Lady Sandra Fakye eja o ma me kra nti Fakye oni abusuafo ni nyina ewa tewu ye chia mo kwan so nko so lazy blogger Father Friday the thinker man and Sadiq Adams and Sebos ye chia o mu nyina.
Kwaku
Nampo china me kofie
afidase
me call Asante Asokore the Church of Pentecost.
Ade den e koso
Miniaba Matilda.
Oh worry
yes. Only Francis ne Matilda ne worry.
We are the pauta kuja nkrofo so mejawo.
La mi dem bi entiase here. But me kwa kuja Matilda ne minua kwaju na afia sirifi. Ti ye ba nyampo ti na ba town. E bi etima e kama.
Mate. Kofi,
well, Maminko Masamwasi na menchia student ba ko Jessica Frempong. They say Legon or level 200 or business administration or so Jessica Michia or Quansro was crafting. So Mr. King Yusuf Yambo 7 December I will Kumasi City Mall UNA level 25 fashion week no they beat me in the kama I'm watching how mom designer share to be that everybody here you might King Yusuf Yanko Poncha
me that say chairman outdoor chairman Friday and come on also tiase Yakobon Shansa so and I'm kwabruchima na mencha yaro waso ya de Friday ni come na bia nya kama e do bia ase adundum na se Yesu ama o kira no pa 6 am share ni mfa sports and famro hana breme kwa medi dwumadi na se beda executive producer